Now that you should know, I've been going solo. Want my love, baby, earn it. Yeah, dancing on my own. See if you can follow. Got me feeling alive. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Freak the signs. Every time, let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want, I want, I want. Hear me now, I do what I want. Are you ready now? 'Cause it won't be easy. Only get what you work for. Gotta go all out whenever you see me. Don't be wasting my time. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Freak the signs. Every time, let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want, I want, I want. Hear me now. Watch me go, lose control. Is this real? All I feel. Freak the signs. Every time, let's be real, be real, be real. I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. Ooh, I do what I want. I want, I want, I want. Hear me now, I do what I want.
I've got the techno on my mind, spending in the club all night. I gotta move.
It's almost like falling in love for the first time, all over again. Hold on tight to the feeling, but it's a roller coaster in my head. So I'm holding on.
How you boys doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful day, boys. Can you just hear just how tired I sound, bro? It's been a hell of a week, and now it looks like servers are having issues. I saw on when I first logged into WoW for a second just to see if everything was all good. There was like a message. I'm not gonna be able to tell you exactly what it said. So something about like server issues, investigating it, might have issues logging in. And I was able to log in just fine. I ran around for a second. Everything seemed to be working. I don't even have like much of gear or anything. So it's just like all I can do is shoot some critters nearby. And yeah, it just seemed to work okay. I was like, all right, I guess we're good. But now I'm logging in. I'm like, oh boy, a lot of you guys can log in. So hopefully it will clear up. NA is fine right now. We may have to do NA then, if that's the case. We may have to switch it out, like EU tomorrow, NA today, or something along those lines. Might just have to. We'll see. We'll just have to play by ear. But how you boys all doing? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, beautiful evening. I do want to try to see if we can keep to our schedule, right? I want to try to see if we can keep to our schedule that we've had so far and do EU. Give it a little bit of time, right? See if it clears up. If it doesn't clear up for whatever reason, we'll have to do NA. Our issues are currently affecting, because it looks like it should be an issue affecting everybody, right? Not just EU or just NA. Yeah, it's just a BattleNet issue. Where issues are currently affecting users' ability to launch and play the games we're working to resolve this issue as quickly as possible. I want to see if it's got worse, because earlier I logged in just fine. How you boys all doing, by the way? Здоров, как дела, бро? Здорово, ата! Удачного стрима, большое спасибо. Посмотрим, как будет, потому что вижу то, что коннекционные issues. I don't know how to say in Russian, like connection issues. Коннекционные issues? That's about all I can do. I'm pretty sure that's wrong, but closest I got. You know what I mean? What's in the group finder? Usually 5V5 1V1 DUELS and LFG, and you're good to go. Hey, Papa Dad, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good one. Mustache and Trico? Yeah, for sure, man. Dude, I've been so exhausted. Like, self-care has been, I don't know, last thing on my mind, man. It's just mostly been like videos, content, and getting stuff done. Wait, Krager putting a group together? For multi-core? Maybe duels? Hold on a second. Wait, can we actually get duels on the U? Yeah, is this playable? A lot of you guys are on. I mean, a lot of people are on Diablo and like just on normal BNet, but I'm seeing a lot of EU boys are on. Hold on a second. Conexionная проблема. Okay, conexionная проблема. No más problemas. That's what we need. No más problemas. I mean, if we got groups going, we should give it a try, right? I'm gonna try to see. It looks like Krager's joining a molten core one, so I think it's for 5V5 1V1 DUELS. Let me ask him real quick, actually. Need help? Krager. You know what? I just realized the other day that Krager doesn't really speak that well or that much or English. He's mostly a Russian boy. You know what I mean? So, wait. Привет, мы готовы. Okay. Krager's ready. He got a 5-man apparently. Let's go, boys. Yo, Holy Saiyan J-Hawk Wizard. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. We're back to the duels, baby. It looks like the duels are back on. We're gonna have some fun tonight over in EU. I hope all of you boys can somehow, some way log on today to have some fun on the duels, yeah? So we'll see how stuff goes. Keep me updated on how things are on your end. But hopefully all of you are having a wonderful, beautiful evening. Hot cake. I'm just gonna double check, making sure this guy ain't healing for this. Ain't healing in the 5V5 1V1 DUELS, because I just ain't gonna work. Hello guys, I'm on your internet. It takes a bit. Okay. Hot cake. Hope you are DPS spec, not healer spec. Healer in duels is weird. Duels is weird. Here we go. I need one more. Uno más, boys, and we're good to go. Who else to invite? Who else can I invite? Do you guys get any homies you want to invite too? Also, let me get the fan rolling right now, dude. It's hot where I live. Oh my god. Oh, man. Any of you guys playing the new Diablo season, by the way? I kind of started a character. I got to a couple of levels in there, and I was like, all right, cool. I should probably get some stuff worked on. Jesus! Oh, my man! Hey, we got a group lead for this one. We're gonna be my man Krager versus my man Jesus. You gotta go back on that. You gotta go back and try them new DK changes. You gotta go back to at some point. Grifka, Grifka, you know I love you. I don't love rogues and duels, but you know I love you. I'll get you in the group as soon as I can, man. How does that sound? For now, we got ourselves a group of actually just terrifyingly strong killers. So I'm gonna make Gamer lead real quick. Need 3 more minutes. Okay, Jake. Okay, Jayhawk. Let me know when you are good to go. I can wait for you, Jayhawk. Just for you, my guy. I think I can't log again. Problem with servers. All good. All good. All good. No worries. Grifka, it looks like a spot has opened up for you. See if you can suggest yourself to join this group, and I'll just have Jesus like approve you in. How does that sound? I can get you in. Yeah, I was having issues too. Tell him to restart his PC. It's just like Jesus. He was able to log in. He's worried about logging out and re-logging to a different character. So it's not a PC restart issue. We're waiting for Jayhawk to get his on his end everything cleared up. We do need one more though. It looks like the druid that joined us, I guess he wanted to play healer in duels and told him no, so now he bailed. That's all I told him. My juice, yo, invite. Can I suggest you? Yes. Oh, we got him in here. Duel NA. Yo, how you doing, my man? Welcome. Yo, we got this is the boys. Oh my god, the variety today. Oh my god. 2 min. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully, I didn't realize how little Krager knew English in terms of like speaking it. I don't know about writing or reading or whatever. He generally does I guess he does a bit of like Google Translate on his end to understand me. For some reason I thought he was like a pretty fluent English speaker. But that's when I talked to Krager. We had like a mediator between who mediated between English and Russian, kind of translating some of the things. And it was like kind of actually neat. I appreciate it. It was very accommodating. I tried to connect with Krager a little bit, just speaking good old Russian. I'm just like, man, I'm forgetting it. I know I'm saying stuff wrong, but like he's just giving me every leeway. Like, you're fine, my guy. So good. Regulon? Who's that? What's up, Lazara? How you doing, man? Hope you're having good on my man. Hope you're having good on my guy. Bet on that bit, son up risky? Yeah, definitely risky. Ready now? Okay, good. Okay, we good. Okay, good. Okay, good. We are ready. Let's hope these cues actually work. I missed tapping out Jesus' name because it's just like my fingers do a little tap dance with the multiple S's that are in the name. J-E-S-S-S. Wait. J-E-S-S-S. U-S-S-S, I think it is. On his B-net? I don't even know, dude. My fingers do a little bit of a tap dance, though, every single time I used to type it up. What's up, Vasco? Man, we got the duels going. I know the servers are having an issue, but doesn't stop us from having some fun with the 5V5 1v1 duels. The boys are here. They're trying to give it the best shot. We'll hopefully play as much as possible until we cannot. Let me get my duel mix in here as well. I know this song will be pretty good to start with. Hell yeah. Alright, let me get the audio rolling in here too, boys, and we'll get up and running here in just a moment, yeah. We'll see how this goes. Good luck and have fun first duel of the night, though, by the way. Switch. Is it me or are you up at 5:30? What happened? What happened? I have no idea. Am I up at 5:30? Is it 5:30? Absolutely. Are you from Australia by chance? That's really, really early. We got this Troll over for the team too as an Elemental Shaman making a return. And the Shamans didn't really get a lot of changes for Tom, did they? Before 4V could even get over there, the man was already zapping it back. The Elemental Shaman advantage over a Warrior is massive. Got himself full of sentence, blasted the boy with just lava, as well as Frost Shocks to follow. Ice Fury join in. That's a lot of instant cast pressure. 4V better have something for it. There goes his one little cloak. I was going to say a little trinket that provides him a bit of a shielding. Although the damage he did to Thrall though, he had very little uptime on the guy, but the one charge he was able to make, he was able to put in some pressure into the guy for just a second or two. Gamer going to be up next from one warrior to the next. Literally the perfect class for Trial to deal with. Going to be a reflect onto a Gamer. I'm not even sure what he would be able to reflect off of him. Healing Surge to follow. Gamer does avoid the root off of that knockback though, able to get back in there, but yet another root from the totem is going to end up entangling his little feetsies to the ground. As Trial trying to find himself a bit of recovery. It looks like recovered health-wise and trying to see if he can wait out for some cooldowns. No more trinket available for Trial though, as he does end up using his racial as well. Holding on to big defensives though, and that's the Sky Fury Totem right there ready. Also has himself the Primordial Bowl for the Lava Burst, playing that Lava build Shaman. And that's going to be immediate slow onto Gamer. Does go for the stun, gives him an opportunity to at least close the gap into a reflect off of a Lava Burst. As Trial barely takes a lot of damage from the Lava Burst himself into Earth Shock, Frost Shock combos. Gamer trying to go for a fear, trying to deny Trial the opportunity to at least escape his wrath as a furious warrior. Got him some big Sky Fury, Lava Burst potentially, Earth Shock to follow. Frost Shock to give him some space. Definitely wants to take down Sky Fury whenever possible. That's going to be a Lava Burst flying in into a lasso as the Warrior does end up trinketing out of this one. More roots back to back. Looks like he is able to DR those roots a little. Still got himself leaps and charges. There goes the burrow. And Straw looking for yet another escape. The amount of escapes this man is able to commit here has been absolutely crazy. Big zaps over onto Gamer as he got himself a bit of that defensive stance. Lava Burst, Earth Shock flying in. Frost Shock to follow. There's nothing the man can do. He needs to close the gap. He might need to find a way to like get a stun into Thrall, leap in, go for his big enraged regen, and try to go for as much healing as possible. As the man is just getting barraged from a distance. There's literally nothing he can do. Every time he closes the gap, he gets knocked around, thrashed around like a beanbag everywhere. Knocked back as he finally closes that gap. There goes the charge. He only has so many of those. So many leaps and charges. Finally got himself an opportunity to unleash the Odin's Fury. Big bleeds roll onto Thrall. Quite a bit of damage as Thrall looking for a bit of recovery here. Gamer, one of the things he does have is second wind, so if he can maybe find a way to break away from Troll, let a flame shock fall off, he can maybe recover some health, but I don't even know if that's the play. I think you have to stay aggressive. Freeze onto Gamer as he does go for a leap. Lava Burst again, Earth Shock to fall. I think it's over. Oh my goodness. A Warrior can't really stop a Shaman. It's such a hard counter. As a Shaman, if you play it well, there's nothing you could do. Trying to see if we can go up to the next guy. It's going to be Holy Saya up next. Holy Saya, I don't know how Holy Saya is going to end up doing here. As Kragar tried to have a sit down with Gamer, maybe giving him that Warrior's Burial or something. I'm not even sure. Oh, my goodness. Holy Saya does get knocked back. Skyfield right next to him. Trial's still able to maximize the value of it. That's going to be a shield event is broken through. Holy Saya does have one advantage over a Warrior though. Warrior has to fight in the melee. He has to get up close and personal, see the enemy's face, see the sweat on the brow to be able to even fight him. Holy Saya can do quite a bit of damage from a distance. Wake of Ashes to follow, stunned by the Earth Elemental. Got himself pretty big damage with his finisher. It's going to be Trial trying to go for a little bit of a movement while casting with that Ancestral Guidance, I think, right? No. Spirit Walker's Grace. Bubble out of Holy Saya as it's going to be a Trial trying to see if he can bail out of that. Holy Saya could not really chase. He decided to go for full regenerating. Wait for his cooldowns to come back. No more Crusade for a while too. Maybe about like a minute or so. Knock back into Holy Saya. Does have Hand of Freedom, which is keeping him moving. That's going to end up helping him a ton. He doesn't have a lot of Hand of Freedoms, but the fact that he's got that range damage, he can at least counter and at least respond back to Trial. Although Trial can't get out of that 40-yard range with Holy Saya, where I think Holy Saya maximum range is maybe 30. Better than that over the Evoker though. Able to take down the totems little by little. Trial chipping away at the guy's health. Holy Saya at least can generate himself plenty of holy power. Try to see if he can get himself a bit of recovery. Layer enhance to follow. No more bubble available. Most likely playing into a Blessing of Protection, not a Blessing of Spell Warden, which is not going to give him any immunity from match damage. But at this point should have a Hand of Freedom coming back up, right? Big Lava Burst. Earth Shock to follow. Holy Saya might be in a bit of trouble. This is where Trial wants to push in. As the root comes out into Holy Saya, trying to stay defensive right now for Holy Saya. This is a pretty good situation because he can finally get in the melee of Trial, can maybe get some more damage in and generate even more resources than ever before. For Trial though, he better be very careful. Try to go for a bit of a leap. Root into Holy Saya. No freedom for now. Hex to follow just to see him for a quick second as Trial looking for a bit of a breather. as Ice Fury should be able to come out. Spell warning, he does play spell! Are you kidding me? Wait, so you deny that spell, you delay that spell until later just to get yourself maybe a better situation? That is actually pretty ballsy. Especially since you get, I guess you only have, what, Masterfruit and Kragar that are physical classes on the other team? So I guess the Spell Warden does make sense against those Double Shadow and an Elemental Shaman. Stunner to Thrall. There's going to be a slowdown onto the Holy Sire for just a second. Thrall may be in a bit of trouble. I think Holy Sire may just have him. Knockback last second. Thrall trying to see if he can get himself recovery. Does have a wall as well as the Guardian available. Might just want to use Guardian as soon as possible. Lava Burst sent in. Maybe big damage. Blinded Thrall does go for the trick and try to see if he can end this duel right now. Lava Burst at the end. Oh, he does end up taking it. He does end up claiming it. My man just will not give up. That was actually so close, boys. Oh my goodness. As Duel Challenge is going to be up next. Duel versus Thrall. Lexup immediately does not have a trigger for this one. Needs to give himself an escape. I guess a monk though, I don't know if a shaman's roots and slowdowns are going to be nearly as effective versus a monk who's a mobility incarnate. Them and demon hunters that generally get some of the best mobility in the game. That may be an feral druid. Some of the top mobility for PvP. All melee. Maybe like Evoker as one of the range casters or whatever. Maybe mage to some degree, but like when it comes to melee, definitely one of the best ones with a way to break out of the roots as well as slows, but also got roll and dragon kick. But it's going to be double earthquake on either side. The man doesn't even have any good footing whatsoever, literally stumbling over himself. There's only so much he can really do. But the knockbacks and the roots for Thrall may give him an opportunity here. Duel wants to go for the hit and run. He can always retreat back behind a wall. So as long as he is able to deal with the knockbacks and roots, then he should be able to at least keep himself positionally sound. That's one thing that Thrall is trying to do, trying to knock him out of position and then punish him for it as best as he can. But against the mobile class versus Thrall, which is also kind of sort of fairly mobile, I wonder which ways this is going to go, as he got himself what looked like lightning his hands for a second from the tier set. Going to be a big old lasso onto Duel, as Thrall trying to get himself a bit of a Earth Shock with a route to follow. Knockback onto Duel, but he positions himself properly uphill, or downhill rather, so you can only get knocked upwards. It's going to be a freeze under Duel, try to go for a bit of healing. Still able to recover a lot of health, even at the 7-minute, 20-second mark. We are 37% dampening in with Duel, who also brings in 20% on top of that as a mortar strike effect, if not 25. And his Thrall is still able to get himself quite a bit of recovery. He got himself a sudden sprout for just a second with his lava burst. Wants to get back in there to get some damage on Duel, but Duel is able to avoid him entirely. Got himself a nice board to reposition behind the pillar, able to report back towards the center and then reposition behind the other pillar altogether. Lasso by Thrall. Does he get himself a decent setup here? He needs to knock this monk away from any pillars. Does go for the incap, as he does get rooted. Does have some jab in order to break himself out of the roots and reposition, using the totems in order to get himself a little bit of mobility, which if Thrall positions them correctly, he might put the totems in a more than disadvantageous position for Duel, trying to throw down earthquakes. He knows that Duel is eventually going to run through those lava bursts, get set up. Maybe big damage. Karma to follow, expects big lava bursts out of Duel. Knockback as Zuen comes out. It's going to be a hex to follow, which is not that great for Duel. Try to maybe go for an interrupt. No, it's actually just Thrall to give himself CC immunity or interrupt immunity. Knockback yet again as he's trying to go for big damage. Thrall, Earthshock, Frostshock, able to get the monk out in the open, able to go big blaster damage, big Sky Fury right after. Got himself a back-to-back lava burst. Does he have any more roots to follow him? Hopefully. Frostshocks, Earthshocks, does he have them? Maybe a leap. Got himself a wall. This is where Duel went in for a bit of damage. Got himself forward brew, but also at the end of the day, retreat out of that position entirely. Thrall is able to somehow break into this monk little by little, but not quite breaking him over backwards yet. Lava bursts getting sent in, or Primordial rather, getting set up with big lava bursts to follow. As Duel looking for a bit of a recovery behind the pillar. Still behind the duel right now. Still behind Thrall. But he may be able to somehow, if he can coalesce some cooldowns together, a break through it. He just sees himself a little bit of uptime and big CDs, maybe catch a quick interrupt onto Thrall. But he's playing very defensively at this point. Like, is he just gonna play defensive and just find a moment where he's in a good spot, a moment to break away? I guess that's all you can really do, right? Maybe you need the damper to be a little bit higher so Thrall does not have an easy time recovering. Wall as well as Guardian is down for Thrall to Duel. If he wants to make a play right now would be, I think, a good time, but he's still playing it super defensive. Maybe waiting for a cooldown to Karma potentially. Might end up making a play off of that Karma. It looks like he doesn't have diffuse magic though, so that might be at a disadvantage here of going in again to no diffuse magic into this duel. He's likely playing the new talent that sits on the same row as diffuse magic or in the same choice node. It basically gives him, like, over time, a bubble that protects him against magic damage, and it's just like a small little shield. Think of it kind of like like a Spore Cloak when it procs, that shield, but it's like permanent. And just kind of refreshes itself every few often. Gonna be a big lava burst sent in. Duel try to see if he can get away from the barrages. That's gonna be a big earthquake down on him. It doesn't do nearly as much damage, but it does side dampening, where Duel isn't able to really recover that easily. That earthquake is starting to actually crack through his defenses little by little. He's trying to go for a little bit of reheal himself. Trial got some cooldowns coming back up defensively and offensively, so he's actually gonna be a-okay. So Duel, if he goes in attacking right now, he might be able to trade his defenses for offenses. But like, I don't really know. Karma with Zuen gonna be tricking out of the Hex as he's trying to go for a bit of healing surge. Bird to follow, just trying to see if he can immune all this damage. He's gonna try to see if he can pop back up. Stun onto Duel with the Earth Elemental, trying to go for a bit of casting while moving. Light the last to follow, just trying to keep the monk at bay as best possible. Duel, that's a perfect opportunity for him to break in over there and try to see if he can make a play. While available for Tron, may just want to use it, does end up using it. This is where Duel back it up out of there. As his cooldown starting to drain, he is able to finally get defenses out of Tron either way though. But the how long Duel's cooldowns are, he basically, Trial has a cooldown for every one of the cooldowns of Duel, whether it's a 2 minute, whether it's a 1.5 minute. Gonna be Frost Shocks, Earth Shocks ridden about the place. Duel trying to go for a bit of a reheal as it's gonna be a earthquake around the corner with the Earth Elemental pushing in. Yet another board, trying to see if he can get himself out of there. Get lava bursts is flying after them, and the man is still alive. The fact that you're still kicking right now is actually kind of nuts. But eventually, like, I don't even know what he can do. I think it might be a tight spot. He might not have an escape out of this one. Sky Fury down for Troll. Just needs himself a good line of sight of Duel for just a second. Quick in cap as Earthshock slams into his health bar. The man trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a reset behind the pillow. Still trying to go for Soothe the Mist and trying to recover as much as possible. At some point, he will just have to get in there. I don't know how monks really do well when it comes to sustained damage, especially compared to Elemental Shaman who just get constant sustained pressure. But I think he might just have to make some kind of a play, get himself a proper interrupt. Otherwise, you're just really running around circles. And eventually, I think the duel does go towards Thrall direction. You got to find a way to force self out of Thrall and put him on the back foot as best as possible. Incap to counter the Hex, Lexu, but the knockback does come out. Got himself a Karma off this one. Went to Serenity to try to see if he can make good use out of the short cooldowns whenever those are available. The Thrall trying to go for big damage, light the last off this one. Big Lava Burst set up as Sky Fury is right next to the Duel, letting him know that he's going to take a huge amounts of damage. Going to be a Fire Elemental join in. Leap by Thrall, just looking for a bit of a defense here. Wants to go in for big Lava Burst whenever possible. Root onto Duel. The Fire Elemental is going to end up putting some pressure on you behind the pillar. Looks like one of your battle masters drinking to someone fell off. Not a lot of health to work with. Knockback, Root. That's going to be yet another port. Trying to go for a bit of recovery. Fire Elemental is still on you. Trying to go for a bit of the Soothing Mist. That is going to be Zuen on you. Is it Zuen or Zuen? I've heard some people call it Zuen over Zuen. I'm not even sure which I was supposed to say. Big knockup, mad burst on the Duel. Oh my god, he used Burrow defensive in order to make it an offensive spell. Burrow does a ton of physical damage and he was able to burrow down, knock him up in the air, probably get a crit. And got a guy super low. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, with Jayhawk as the Arcane Mage, last one left. He's got to find a way to hold the fort for his team. He's got to find a way to break past Trial because this man has been holding the fort. He's been leading the charge, the vanguard of his team, not letting anyone take him down. Going to be a big earthquake onto Jayhawk, actually able to find him out of the invis. Jayhawk tried to spell steal as many buffs as possible. There was a lot of instant casts available for Trial, so it's not like Jayhawk can easily interrupt him. The Lava Bird's barrage is just going to break through his defenses really easily. Jayhawk needs to be careful here. He doesn't have a lot of healing compared to Trial. We are pretty high into dampening, so it's not like you can really heal for much anyway. Blink off of that lasso immediately zap to follow. Jayhawk is gonna go for a little bit of reset behind the pillar. He does have an ice block. He could maybe make someone work off of this one. It's going to be temporal to try to give himself a little bit of health recovery. His barrage is flying in and Trial back to back into an ice block. Realize that he just needs to go for a bit of a reset. He's trying to get himself an interrupt onto the Trial. That's what he's trying to do. Trying to get an interrupt, maybe land a breath poly, somehow maybe close the gap, freeze him, CC him or something to then be able to execute his burst. But by the time he figures that out, I mean, it's going to be a Trial with big lava burst flying in. Breath, finally, it's going to go for, oh my god. Wait a second. Krager decided, you know what, you don't get to survive, you don't even get a chance. What is this? In Krager's mind, he's probably thinking, you know what, this duel's over. This duel's over. Second, I can't have Trial taking all the spotlight here. What is happening here? Oh no, I feel like they should have just let that play out, because maybe somehow Jayhawk would have found a way out of it. I think it was basically over, but I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of hilarious. Even though I feel like in the future we should just let a duel play out. Even if you're like, you know what, I think it's over. I'm just gonna do this little stompy route, take him out really quickly. It's just done. I think we just let it play out. Oh my god, let's get us another one going. Ano mas, yeah? Hopefully we're all ready. Ready? Let me see. Russian. Good. Okay, cool. Cracker got me with that one. Awesome. As soon as he's letting me know he's ready, we'll get another going here, boys. What's up, Jake? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. We got some 5V5 1v1 DUELS. Yo, hopefully you're not having too hard of a time logging into the game. The boys in the opener told me, yo, we're having some issues getting in the game. How are we gonna be able to host these duels if we can get in the game? So I told them, hopefully we'll be okay, man. Hopefully we'll be fine. It looks like the servers are holding steady for now. Cool, that's fine. Change your character, that's perfectly good. I guess we'll do Black Rook Hold, because again, Blade's Edge Arena, you guys don't seem to enjoy that one too much. Even though I like it, we'll play it at some point. Where are we at with Duels EU on the EU side of things? Oh, we've been catching up with an A pretty quickly. Haven't been a while since D4 season launch. How you liking it, by the way? The new amalgamation or whatever it was? I've been playing it a little bit. I got to level 10 on Necromancer. Necromancer's weird, man. I think they changed it a lot since the alpha and the beta. I remember there used to be like 5 different abilities you could pick from as your base, like, starting abilities. And I think they removed one of them a while ago, didn't they? It feels weird, because I remember there was some blood combo that was just insanely OP. And I guess maybe that's the one they removed or something. I'm not even sure what kind of build I'm gonna go for. Rogue, by the way, I was able to finally get myself the Nightmare Dungeons. I was so happy to do that. I was, what, 4 levels under for it. And the final boss is kind of rough, man. I had to actually, I had a couple, like 10 deaths or something. Had to get a couple of chances at him, but it was kind of fun. The build with the flurry as well as that rapid fire, kind of good, kind of fun. So they did nerf vulnerability, so that's kind of sucks. That killed the build a little bit. So Twitch. We got ourselves Jayhawk gonna be first up over for the team 1, ready to go versus what looks like potentially the Feral Druid Master Food, or maybe not. He's hanging back by the looks of it. Oh, not team. Also got ourselves Jihaya, I guess. I hope I got a name. Shadow Priest is the name. Got ourselves Trial, got ourselves Cracker. It looks like Jihaya versus Jayhawk. Trying to open up with the barrages as well as missiles. Going to be immediate silence. Trinket into a stun onto Jayhawk. This is going to be Ascendance out for Jihaya. Trying to go for big mind games. Hopes to go for big instant cast damage. Mind games, Void Torn. Potentially big damage on Jayhawk. Does go for a little bit of the ultra time by the looks of it, so he might be able to reset. Looks like his shield still holds on strong. It looks like Jihaya hasn't really been able to crack through his defenses at all, but instead, Jayhawk is the one blasted Jihaya away. Maybe in a lot of trouble. Could be a potentially dispersed situation. That's a big touch of the Magi that he just got stored up. That's a lot of damage that just got built up, though. Jihaya better be extra careful. Does try to go for an interrupt, but he isn't able to get himself a proper kick onto Jihaya, as the Shadow Priest should be able to go for a little bit of recovery. As long as you get the dots and the DPs on the Jayhawk, and then clean him off of all the buffs that he has, the Shadow Priest, I think, does end up winning this duel. But if you get interrupted on Shadow, we've seen plenty of opportunities where my man Seawork has been able to go for a kick on the Shadow Priest into a full burst combo, and it was just over. As long as you lock him out of the disperse, there really isn't much they can do. Jihaya opening up with the silence here as Jayhawk goes right around the pillar, breath into a poly, trying to see if he can get himself a setup. Master Shepherd talent allows him to poly Jihaya without letting him get any kind of reheal into an undead racial for that fear blinks out of that stun. He has no way. Jihaya has no way to lock down this mage besides the silence. That goes to disperse his last bastion of defense. He got himself that despair up as well, so it should be okay. Touch of the Magic is still building up quite a bit of damage. It's not going to do nearly as much since a lot of the damage was collected inside of that 60% or if not 70% DR of disperse, but still it is still a ton of damage. If Jayhawk can get himself a good setup, Jihaya, as long as they got no fear, no fear, no stun, no silence, there isn't really a lot of stops for a lot of this raw arcane potential. Jayhawk getting hit with the fear, no undead racial this time around. Mind games on Jayhawk really early on. Jihaya may just want to dispel all the buffs off of Jayhawk whenever possible, I think. Got himself plenty of damage. Silence to follow, trying to maintain the dots. Big void torrent, but a breath is going to end up breaking that tether into yet another poly for Jayhawk. As long as he doesn't have a shield, Jihai is able to break into his health bar and definitely to be removing his shield whenever possible. Definitely to be purging every one of his beneficial buffs whenever available, especially when you're trying not to get interrupted. Stun on Jayhawk. Does have a ticket for this one. He got himself full burst available. He wants to make that arcane blast or arcane power damage happen. But as long as Jihai is able to avoid him fairly well, that might be okay. Jihai also needs to be very, very careful with the PI, because if you give him the PI, an arcane mage with PI in arena is going to be absolutely deadly. And Jayhawk looking for a bit of a reset behind the pillar. Jihai also got himself a bit of a reset. I think for Jihai, yeah, right. There's Jayhawk trying to sit down to get himself some food. Maybe this way you just push in. Fear to follow, finally able to get some dots. Definitely want to be able to purge all of his buffs whenever possible. Siphon to slow down Jayhawk's approach, but also reduce his healing a little bit. Definitely want to give Jayhawk out there next to that Siphon. Mind games to follow. Iceblock right after, able to break out of it immediately just to remove the mind games. Poly off of that breath, stealing that PI, potential lots of damage for Jayhawk. Has himself touching the magic that he can set up, which is Jihaya. Let's try to see if we go for those arcane blasts from a distance. For Jihaya, as long as they're careful, they might be able to just evade Jayhawk behind the pillar. Got him some full defenses available. As long as you don't get interrupted on Shadow, you will be okay. Fear to force out the undead racial early out of Jayhawk's stun, forcing a blink out of him as well. Trying to go for a kick, does not get to connect. Jayhawk missing that one. Trying to see if he can get himself a setup for Jihaya. Not going for the touch of the magic just yet. I think wants to combine it together with full burst. Dark Ascension out for Jihaya. Able to maybe get himself some damage out. Needs to go for some instant cast blasting onto Jayhawk. Got himself Mind Flay Insanity, so it does quite a bit of damage into a silence on Jayhawk. Full dots are in. Void Shard, mad damage. Breath to follow. Wait, Jayhawk can still die. Still lots of damage. Wait a second. Oh my goodness, what is happening? What's going on? What is going on? Wait, hold on a second. Wait, what's Forkbeard doing? Wait, what? Okay, Jayhawk died. Krager walked in. Krager's out now. I think Forkbeard thought that these mage on his team died. He saw him at 2 health. He was like, all right, he's dead. That or he tried to protect him halfway through. I'm not even sure. But Krager went in to try to see if he could kind of like tussle with Forkbeard. But as soon as the mage is gone, he's like, all right, I'll let it become a 1v1 after. I think Forkbeard realized his mistake. I'm not even sure. Maya goes into Forkbeard. Jihai is at least able to get himself some range damage onto the warrior a little bit into a trinket to fall. Trying to see if he can back up out of this stun. Reflected back at the priest. Fear onto Forkbeard. Able to break out of Berserkers. That was a little bit weird, but looks like we've been able to stabilize the duels back in here, boys. Jihai is still going in there, man. Still rocking it as best as they can. And while they got dots on Forkbeard, you're not letting him get any kind of healing. I think Jihaya has an opportunity to make some of the work here. I guess a warrior, generally, I think priests don't have it easy. But I think depending on the situation, depending on the burst combo you have, I think being able to go for mind games helps you out a ton. Krager confuses you guys. I just know that Forkbeard was kind of like, he saw that the mage was low, but he wasn't dead. Maybe he just thought that he was dead. Maybe he saw him in Viz and just like didn't see the guy. I guess. I'm not really sure. That or he's like saw the hell bar, might as well be dead. I might as well go in there. I'm not even sure really. Void Torrent reflected back at Jihaya and able to get the full damage going. But Forkbeard is just slowed down. Mind Flip from one end, Siphon on the other, taking a lot of damage. Got himself an amble trinket? Is that what you're bringing into the duel arena? Is that what I saw? He's got himself the Shadow Flame Anvil from the Aberrus raid? What is happening? As Jihaya got himself full PI, I am sure this is where you would want to poke out versus the warrior, but wants to be very, very careful. As long as he can deny the warrior any kind of healing through second wind, then it might be okay. Krager confuses him to say they have for the corner. I think Krager's just trying, because Krager's streaming right now, he's probably just trying to get a good angle to show his boys. So I totally understand it from that angle. I don't think Krager is going to end up interrupting the duels. I think he's just trying to get a better angle so his boys can actually see on his stream what is going on with the duels. So I can't really get mad for the guy for that, you know? Reflect onto Forkbeard, trying to see if he can get himself a good angle versus Jihaya as the priest is going for a little bit of a reheal. Forkbeard with the avatar, he does have himself the, the Dark Iron racial coming back up very, very soon. Should be able to maybe use that to clear some of that, especially for mind games, which would be perfect. That's going to be a bit of that Void Torrent for Jihaya, but does end up canceling out to make sure they don't get disrupted. Forkbeard, no help whatsoever, charges to one of the teleports and then to maybe get a heal, but looks like Jihaya is able to go and corrupt him with the Shadow Word Death, just able to expunge all life out of the guy. With Duel gonna be up next, trying to see if he can go versus Jihaya, giving him an opportunity to at least recover a little bit of cooldowns, recover a little bit of health. Trying to make sure Jihaya is getting an opportunity to at least be fully healthy for this one. A little bit of an honor duel here, I like it. GeForce walking into this one with only Desperate Bear down, so in fact you got a lot of cooldowns available. No PI for a little bit, so your burst is going to be limited, but as long as you can... Wait a second. Masterford walked up waving at you. Is he trying to duel you? Is he like trying to switch off with the priest? Hope not. Gonna be a full dots on a duel. Wait a second, what is happening? Huh? I'm sorry, there's 2 Shadow Priests? Wait, what is going on? Why are both Shadow Priests attacking him? Did he want to do this? Double Shadow Priest? I'm sorry, what? What is happening? Shadow Priest now charging out towards the well. I am not sure. Are they switching it up? Hold on a second. Did they change the priest? Lexi put a Shadow Priest? Jihaya back it up? Looks like they changed the priest? What is happening? Gonna be big and shot to the shadow? It does go down. What is happening? Oh my goodness. Wait, what the? I don't understand. They sent out the other Shadow Priest entirely. I mean, I guess they're both same class, so they're kind of interchangeable, but it's not Jihaya. Maybe the one to make sure Jihaya can get all the cooldowns back up. Is that what the case was? They were like, alright, we'll just send the other Shadow Priest real quick while Jihaya gets the PI. Is that what's happening? This duel is just going from one priest to the next. Dark Ascension mind games. Does he have a way to reflect it back? He does not. It's actually going to end up healing Jihaya instead while mind games is active. Trying to see if he can back up and get himself a bit of a reset. What is happening? What is going on in this dueling arena? Something is happening. I'm not really sure what. As Jihaya trying to get himself a bit of a re-heal. So is Duel. He's going to have to cover a long bit of ground to get up to Jihaya. Unless he goes in for like a dragon kick or a couple of rolls. It's going to be plenty of opportunity for Jihaya to go for stuns, go for that Siphon, slow him down, slow that approach, get the pet, Mind Burner charged in, and Jihaya trying to make sure to get himself a good angle, Mind Flame Synergy corrupting right through Duel, as he's able to keep himself alive here for a little bit, but we are at 9 minutes into the duel. 48% of your healing is reduced heavily, and Jihaya is just going to have to, what is it? He's going to have to find a way to fight through Duel, I guess, through this. And Duel is going to have to be very, very careful with his cooldowns. Did not use Karma. And I don't think he's running Diffuse at all here. I wonder if Diffuse would have been helping you without Mind Games. It's going to be an in-cap Lexip. Jihaya does have a trinket for this one. Fear immediately onto Duel. Has a trinket. Does not want to give it up just yet. That's what Jihaya just trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a reset versus Duel. Needs to get some dots up and running as soon as possible. Fade for a second. Trying to maybe dodge one of his attacks. Maybe a Lexip. But it's going to be the Duel, not letting you go anywhere. Fist of Fury Disperse comes out, and Jihaya does go in for a lot of defenses here together with Disperse as well as a Vampiric Embrace. Needs to get some damage back up at Duel in order to make that Vamp Embrace do work. It's going to be interesting. That's going to be juked out. Jihaya does get himself the Aegis proc, keeping him alive a little bit longer. Maybe Power Word Life. Got himself Desperate Pair, but looks like Duel able to break out of the trinket. I think with the Touch of Death here, just taking out Priest left and right. Just didn't feel like nothing for the man. Alright, so it looks like Monk hard counters a Priest, just puts in enough pressure where Priest can't even do much. Is it going to be Masterfoot next? At this point, I'm not even sure. It looks like Krager is kind of shuffling back and forth, but he may not be the one dueling. And I think that's what he's trying to go for. Back it out to make sure the Duel knows who he's fighting against. As Duel goes in for a bit of a into the Masterfoot. It's going to be a Ring of Peace to follow. Masterfoot trying to be very careful. Karma to reverse it back into Masterfoot. He's just going to back up out of it. This one Duel wants to push in the offensive as best as possible. Trying to go for a couple of kicks. Zuen meeting him on the other side of the arena. As Masterfoot, I think, just trying to wait out until Zuen, until Karma is gone. Maybe go for a big incarnation. Because he could always find himself a restart with that incarnation. Even if he's mid-combat. And unless he can get himself a proper stun onto Duel. As Duel walks in. No trinket available for the Monk though. Might be in a bad spot. Masterfoot does get himself a reset without even an incarnation. Does get himself yet an incarnation rolling in. Could go for another stun if needed. Duel is limited what he can do. May want to press himself a dampen harm. Unless he goes for Fortifying Brew. Just try to see if he can survive that. It's going to be a Fist of Fury into a Ring of Peace. This is going to be Thorns up for Masterfoot. Duel try to see if he can recover some health, but the bleeds are strong. They are ticking down on him. Get himself to the mystery. Maybe give himself a little bit supplemental healing. At least able to get himself slight bit of recovery. Ports are huge for him from ability. But unless he's got himself a Lexip or something, maybe hold on, turn around to Masterfoot. Big damage on the left field. Big kicks to follow. That's the way to reconnect. Masterfoot trying to go for a bit of a re-heal. Full Heart of the Wild is active. All his healing is greatly empowered, but also his defense is greatly empowered as well. Combine that with Bear Form or with Regrowths, it's going to be huge. Going to be a stun or re-stun back in the Duel as Masterfoot trying to go for a bit of a reset. And it's a full Surrender rolling in for a Duel. Wants to maximize the value of that Surrender. Big Fist of Fury locking down Masterfoot. Big damage. Oh, massive kick through the Thorns. He doesn't even care about them Thorns. He just trying to see if he can take him out. Going to be Krager immediately charging in. Odin's Fury knocking it back with a Ring of Peace. But at this point, the Blades on the Furious Warrior There isn't much you can really do to stop this man. With Holy Saya going to be up next, a Retribution Paladin trying to see if he can get himself a decent setup together with a, a Blessing of Sanctify. That's actually pretty good. Cracker with a full Hodge needs to find a way to escape out of this one. We are pretty into high dampening right now. Not a lot of healing available. This time went to Holy Saya as he got himself full set of wings. Cracker got himself plenty of healing still, but he may want to delay it if you're into Holy Saya. Let's see, we'll try to play for second win. He may just have to. He cannot, as Holy Saya does deny him the second win healing. Trying to go for Enrage Gem, but he kind of limited with that Shield of Ended sitting on top of your head. Might be pretty bad. Splashback damage does not quite kill you as it was reflect. Holy Saya tries going for a bubble, trying to see if he can take down Cracker, but there's not much Cracker can do in that situation. Once the man fully bubbles, I think it's just over. With Strahl going to be up next, 71% dampening. You ain't healing anymore in this duel. Holy Saya does still have himself that Blessing of Protection, which is most likely a Blessing of Spell Warden. If it is, he's got himself a winning strategy versus Strahl. Maybe if he can combine it together with Crusade before he dies. Wait a second. Maybe he just dies right here. I don't even know if it mattered. Oh my god. Strahl didn't even give you a chance there. He just got himself the full burst, full dots, and there it goes. My goodness, stun as Pom Pushka? Pom Pushka. Pom? I'm gonna call it Pom, like pom-poms. Blind into Troll? Blind. Silence into Troll. I keep calling it silence a blind for some reason today. What is wrong with me? Is there going to be some flashes for Pom Pushka? Try to see if he can get himself a bit of a re-heal here. He's going to be limited on how much healing he can do. That Berserker base ain't going to do nothing. It's just some supplemental healing. The Strahl got himself the full Earth Shield at the ready. He's got himself every defensive at the ready too, putting Pom out in the open where he doesn't have any pillars to hide behind. Strahl can control the battlefield right now pretty well, but it's going to be an interrupt. Almost got it. As a VT comes out for Pom Pushka, the man made his go for Disperse right now. He's not in a great spot at all. Might be actually dead. Lava Burst keep flying in back to back. I think he's just over. Start on the trial unless you go for any kind of healing. He's trying to go for a heal. Vampire Brace is not doing much for your shield. Barely holding on strong. One more Lava Burst could be the end of ya. As Pom does go in for Disperse, finally holding out hope until the very, very last cooldown is used. Silence on the trial, but doesn't end up just walking away from it. That raid is perfect. Burrow? Does he take him out with a burrow? No way he can't take him out with a burrow. Hold on a second. Almost. Almost. That's actually kind of incredible. That was incredible. Oh my goodness. Cracker with 2, Trial with 2. And the Monk, I believe, with 3, wasn't it? I think it was. That was well done. Everybody got a chance to play. I like it. Let's get us another one going here, boys, yeah? Uno más. If you boys need my help with groups, I can always help you out. I can always list you. I think it'll make things a little bit easier. But let me know. Let's get another one going. It looks like Cracker's maybe swapping out a guy or two. Let me know if ready. Let me know if are or need more. Let me know, my friend. SP versus Ellie. Ouch. Yeah, no, it's not easy. Elemental definitely, I think, wins that one. Shadow Priest, it feels like they're a strong class. Just need one more? Okay. Invite. I can help host the group. There we go. Pushka invites me. Is that with everybody? Wait. Jesus is the Shadow Priest? Is that what happened? When he said you're grabbing the Shadow Priest, I thought he was grabbing like a homie to play Shadow Priest. But he is the Shadow Priest. Okay. I didn't even realize it. Alright, interesting. For some reason I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. Crazy. Alright, let's get us a Sono Mas. If you guys want to join us up, the groups are listed in LFG Raids Legacy over on the EU. You guys are more than welcome to join us. Anybody and everybody is welcome. While I get myself set up in the background here. You know what I mean? Did I list on the Discord? No, I didn't. Oh, did I do this? Oh, wrong one. Oh. Here we go. Apparently I did that wrong. I did a thing. Evoke foot? Evoke the foot? Okay, interesting. An evoker. Are we going to be augmentation by chance? Maybe? Alright, I'm going to make a lead again. We are set. We got us as a 5-man ready to go. We're going to do Blade's Edge, so it's going to be fantastic for the evoker. Not doing Blade's Edge just because we have an evoker. I was planning to do Blade's Edge after that one anyway. We usually do it like this: a Grand, then a Blackroot Hold, then a Blade's Edge, and we kind of just go from there. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the duels, by the way. Hope all of you having a good one. I wonder if we'll get any more big class tunings this Tuesday. At least for PvP side of things. Because I've heard that boomies are apparently just decimating. It's the flock of the birds, and they're just tearing everybody apart over there. They may need someone to help against these birds, man. They may need something. Because these birds are brutal. Here we go. Do something like this. Let's see. Boomer's the priest kind of builder right now. Boomy and Shadow Priest? Yeah. I imagine, friend. I imagine. Alright, let's get ourselves a full one going here. Where's my audio again? There it is. Beautiful. Alrighty. Switch. Are you guys sending Thrall in again? My goodness. Thrall, last time he played, he got up against a couple of warriors back to back. There was very little to counter, as Forkbeard is going to be the first warrior up versus Thrall. Looks like he tried to see if he can go for a bit of a earthy shield mastery knock, but it looks like Forkbeard was able to position it pretty well, but that root is going to keep kind of a actual landing Thrall there for a bit. So honestly, his position over the back, not too terrible. Try to see if we get back over there. That is going to be a fear. Try to see if we can disrupt Thrall. Ends up jumping off the side of the bridge just to avoid him. I think he's trying to go for that early second wind if possible. And Thrall's forced up to push into the guy. Lassa to wrangle him up for just a second. Try to see if he can stop him in place. Get himself the full Ice Fury Frost Shocks available, so maybe he can get himself a big go. Reflect up from Forkbeard, but those Frost Shocks are going to be brutal. Every time you got Frost Shock, Earth Shock, the man can't even walk up to you. He's literally just got to get sitting in those roots, knocked back as soon as you finally cover the gap over there, and the Lava Burst does end up collapsing on you. With Palm, Pushko gonna be up next. The Shadow Priest, actually Jesus on his Shadow Priest too. This is going to be a fear onto Thrall. Palm does go in for a bit of CC, but does get knocked back down ramp. Trying to see if he can get himself a better setup. Dark Ascension is going to be his play though. Trying to see if he can maybe make some kind of work off of that Dark Ascension. Dark Ascension, I gotta do more research into that ability. Because it says your non-periodic abilities, mostly instant cast abilities, are the ones that do more damage, like Insanity. Oh, I've seen some big spikes of Insanity. I've seen some screenshots of how big a spike can do, because that can be really, really good. Thrall, try to see if we can push him. Bomb actually has a lot of healing. While dampening isn't super high, Shadow Priest healing is actually excellent. You're able to recover a ton of health very, very quickly with just a couple of flash of heals. And your defensives too. Ooh, it is a combo, man. It is a nice little combo. And when you get low health, that part where life just really brings it back to life. Stun around the corner, Mind Games right after. Thrall's limited what he can do. Void Torrent is going to be actually lasted to interrupt it, as it's going to be silenced on the Thrall. Still limited on what he can really do versus Palm, as the man trying to see if he can break into a full Ascendance, but he needs himself a better angle before he really wants to unleash it. Thrall has a lot of control though, so for Palm Push, he's really kind of limited on what he can do. Sky Fury up, Thrall can just move around and cast a lot of his most powerful abilities. It's going to be Earth Shocks, Frost Shocks to root down. Palm Push can place, can't really do much. Has to go for this burst, trying to get aggressive though, as yet another knockback sense of flying. Does not want to hide behind a pillar. He just charging out towards Thrall. Does he maybe a fear? Got himself a root, trying to keep him out in the open. Burrow to fall to break out of the wood, knocking the Shadow Priest up into the air. Big meteor coming down from the fire elemental. Got himself more lava burst in. Does he have himself the damage? Ice Fury should let him set up big Frost Shocks to follow. That's going to be a lot of instant cast damage into a trinket out of Thrall. Big lava burst to follow, collapse everything down as Thrall releases the lava burst, even through his silence, able to let one go either way though. This is going to be, who's up next? Jayhawk? Jayhawk and Thrall last time to play each other. I think it was super high dampening, wasn't it? But Jayhawk, at least this time around, has himself a chance versus Thrall. No dampening to hold him back or nothing. It's going to be still big damage out of Archmage. Takes a lot of hits from Thrall. Thrall is very careful without touching the magic. Wants to either control Jayhawk, purge him off all the buffs whenever possible, or just make sure he's secured. Touching the magic does not end up doing nearly as much damage as I thought it would. And Jayhawk, as he goes in for power shifting, gets interrupted on it. Eyes about to follow just to go for the recovery. It looks like he's putting all of himself out versus Thrall right now, and Thrall so far has been able to masterfully counter him pretty well. Earthquake on one side is going to be a polymorph for Jayhawk. Does play into the Master Shepherd PvP sound, where polymorphs will not reheal the enemy player. Into an interrupt, Thrall breaks out of the poly in between the polys, is able to get himself a cheeky little interrupt. Breath by Jayhawk, got himself maybe another setup. It is going to be short poly. It looks like he's just going to use that just to give himself a bit of a breather. Trying to see if he can just back away from Trial for just a moment, get himself a little bit of recovery, and then get back in there once he's fully secured, once he's fully ready. As Earth Shocks, Frost Shocks most likely going to come out as a combo. Jayhawk does himself all the time so he could reposition back versus Trial, potentially get himself a better angle. I think mostly using it defensively, unless it was purged. Was it purged? It might have been purged by Trial, might have actually removed it entirely. As Jayhawk got himself images and blinks, but he's really kind of limited when he can really do, unless he can get himself more of those shifting powers. Those shifting powers are going to be kind of massive though. Trial, what are you looking at? Like, you got wall, you got everything actually. So Trial is also in a fantastic spot versus Jayhawk. Breath by the mage, kind of walking by Trial, puts him on your lower plants him on the lower side of this bridge of the arena into a quick lasso. Does go for an interrupt on the hex. Big touch of the magic, burrowed down for Trial, trying to limit the damage that he's really got building with that touch of the magic. Got himself a little bit of a heal too with arcane missiles flying in. Trial kind of be counter offensive. This is the opportunity right now. Took a bit of hits from Jayhawk. It's going to be lava burst sent in, but Jayhawk is going to be able to dip behind the pillar for just a second. Does he have an interrupt? Looks like he didn't for a second there. But now he may be able to push in as Trial got himself lots of recovery with that ancient spirits, helping him fortify himself back up. Got himself lava burst as well as lightning bolts back up and ready. Has himself a big skykeeper lightning bolt from the tier set as well, doing quite a bit of damage, breaking right into Jayhawk right now. Not a great spot, trying to go for a polymorph, trying to go for an interrupt. Jayhawk is able to juke it though. And that's going to be Trial not setting up poly long at all. The Earthshock right after polymorph to follow. It's going to be another meteor from the fire elemental. He might actually end up taking out Jayhawk. Wait a second. Oh my. The dodge, the flame shock, and the dodge from the fire elemental actually do end up finishing him off very quickly. Holy Saya with a spell warden off the bat, trying to give Trial an opportunity to do any damage to him whatsoever. Quick rebuke onto the heal as Trial is under a ton of pressure. Has himself a wall stun to follow off of it. Steel wall holding on strong. Trial just needs to get himself an angle. Holy Side trying to see if he can beat him up the ramp right now. If he can get ahead of him on the ramp, he will not get knocked back, and Holy Side takes him out. My goodness. I don't know if that flag of ownership was really, or the, what is it, the World PvP flag was really warranted. But the man did want to take down the Shaman, did not want to let him run amok in this arena whatsoever. That is rough, man. That is rough. Jihaya going to be up next over for the team 2. With the fear onto Holy Saya, trying to go for a bit of a VT. Actually, I think it's the first time, yeah, first one of Team 2 that went down as the Shaman just absolute monster, man. This guy is absolutely just a threat that needs to be eliminated by the Team 2 whenever possible. There's going to be a Holy Saya bubble in it. Jihai is able to remove it. But I don't really know how Shadow Priest fares against a Red Pally. I think for the most part, Red Pallies do end up winning this matchup. It is a big Void Torrent. Holy Sai still got himself shielded, but it's holding on strong as Jihaya, trying to go for as many Devouring Plagues on him as possible, ramping up the damage of DP together with the Empirical Brace to give himself as much healing as possible. As Holy Saya try to see if we can break it to Jihaya as best as possible. That is going to be a quick fear. Jihaya finally get himself a little bit of a setup with the mind games. Holy Saya does not have a bubble for this one. Maybe in a bit of trouble, in fact, actually. Maybe Execute does go for Lay on Hands. I think part of the Lay on Hands ended up hitting his own health bar, and the other part maybe ended up healing ya. So it's not the full recovery, but definitely didn't kill himself with that just yet. As Jihaya trying to get himself a better angle versus Holy Saya, got himself Blessing of Sanctify. So reduce the duration of the stun, actually letting him break away from Jihaya last second. That's actually really, really good. He needs recovery. He needs some healing. I don't really know what he can really do in this situation. He's just constantly running for it. I don't think he's playing even the Flash Heal Instacast, does he? I don't think he's playing Instacast. Or is he playing Instacast build? He might be playing Instacast build. Full Crusade is up and rolling for Holy Saya with a Shield of Vengeance to protect his full approach. As it's going to be a Siphon joining in. Silence on a Holy Saya, Mindful Insanity for Jihaya, trying to see if he can burn down Saya. But the man is still doing okay. He's still got wings. That's giving him a lot of the healing, a lot of the critical strikes, which can be converted into heals as well. And they got himself lots of potential damage. Just to go in with that damage. Does he have a stun to follow up though? He's trying to be extra careful. One more Execute could end up taking him out. He's still got a lot of dots on him right now. Does end up using a wall just to give himself a little bit more survivability here. But man, this is rough actually. Can Holy Saya somehow scrape by here? Stun onto Jihaya. Does go for Trick It. Fear. Trick It. Forces the Trick It out of Holy Saya. Trying to finally get some dots on a Holy. This is where you really want to get some damage in whenever possible. Holy Saya with a final wreck. Mostly just trying to keep Jihaya at bay. But he's able to go for a bit of recovery. Sitting down for some food. Maybe get some mana back. I think that's what he's really limited on by right now is mana. But he's trying to see if he can get himself out of the situation whenever possible. That's all he got him some judgment. Jihaya looks like backing up and retreating entirely. I don't think that's what you really want to do as a shadow priest. I don't think you want to run circles with Holy Saya, but I think you do want to get in there, get yourself a bit of mobility, break away, get a full stun onto Holy Saya. That would help you a ton. Holy does have the mage food, so he's able to recover his health as well as mana. And for Jihaya, I think it's only one, right? I think I only got mana. Yeah, only got mana. So for Holy Saya, he's just waiting for cooldowns at this point. He got bubble in about 40 seconds, so honestly, he could just wait it out. He could just play back this whole time until he get himself something rolling. Potentially. This guy, you bore me. Yeah, I mean, it's a strat, right? I don't disagree with the big giant sitting on a throne, but that is a strat. You could go for a bit of a reset. As he goes in with that blessing of Sanctify, got himself at least some kind of a CC reduction in case Jihaya goes counteroffensive. Bowl back up at about 10 seconds for Holy Saya. Jihaya can always remove it immediately. So Holy Saya is still kind of limited on what he can do with it. He will be able to at least get that immunity, and that might let him break away with some of those bursts. Bubble comes out. Jihaya is actually on the back foot, cannot really go for a massive spell, has to play super defensive, got himself Desperate Pair together with the VT, but he can't really do too much damage unless he got himself all the dots rolling ahead of time, and Holy Saya just slams him down, taking him out fairly quickly. Is it going to be Cracker? It looks like it's not going to be Cracker. Duel insteed with a quick in cap versus Holy Saya. Trying to see if he can take him down right then and there, but it looks like he doesn't add the Zuet into this combo. Holy Saya does have plenty of defenses to live that first go, but Duel is not giving up any kind of pressure. He's in there with a Zuet now, blind to fall off of the Fist of Furious. Holy Saya trying to get himself a little bit of recovery. Most likely playing Spell Warden. Actually, he is playing Spell Warden. Leonidas barely does anything for you. It barely heals you. It's 56% dampening. My goodness. And Evoke the Foot, gonna be last one sporting his team as a Devastation Evoker, not an Augmentation. So this Evoker got a ton of potential damage here. Versus Duel, he got him... What's happening? I don't think it was a root or anything, right? Is Duel just trying to die? That or he's trying to set someone up? Maybe he had to do a reload? But Evoke the Foot has no idea what's really going on. That is gonna put Duel in behind a little bit here. Yeah, I think he's trying to figure out what the hell's happening. I think maybe he's realizing that maybe something happened with Duel, so it's giving him a bit of a breather, a bit of a chance to recover fully before he's ready for the duel. Something must have happened. But Duel, at least is able to recover a little bit of cooldowns. I think we're good now. Rushing out, Evoke the Foot, getting hit with an in cap immediately. Definitely need to get away from Duel whenever possible. He's seen if there's any cooldowns out of the Monkus. That is still quite a bit of damage either way though. Got himself wall as well as big recovery. Duel is going to get in there. Duel is doing some weird stuff once in a while there. He just kind of standing still here and there. Evoke the Foot does that if he's a deep breath in order to make himself as much of a distance away from Duel as possible. That is a Karma still taking down on him. Wants to go for big damage versus Duel at some point. Big fire breath to follow. Disintegrate knocking him in. That's going to be a big mastery. Knockback for just a second. In cap to follow. Trinkets out of this one. Next week would be really deadly as Evoke the Foot trying to see if he can find himself a better angle versus Duel. Looking for a bit of that recovery. Got himself lots of that mastery damage. That's going to end up maximizing his burst value. And Duel, I think, is just going to try to see if he can avoid the burst as best as possible. Unless the Evoke the Foot discharges in, I don't think he's going to be able to do much. He at least is able to get himself a proper open or Duel, able to get himself a couple of those disintegrate channels, which is able to break past his defenses. But for the most part, as long as the Duel is playing it very careful around the pillar, he will be a-okay. As long as he's being super careful, he might be alright. Is he waiting for a cooldown? Evoke the Foot just trying to see if he can find himself a better angle versus the guy in cap. Maybe that's what he's trying to go for. Letting the Evoker come down from the top so he has a little bit less mobility under the bridge. Big Fist of Fear to follow. Big damage to Evoke the Foot. Trying to go for Sleepwalk. Almost connects, but no, actually hits the win instead of the Monk. I don't know if he meant to do so. Deep breath to try to see if he can bail away. Ring in Peace, not let him go anywhere. Root to follow doesn't have much. Oh my goodness. That was rough. Yeah, the Evoker cannot run away from that one. A trial with 3, Holy Saya coming back with 2, and then I believe it was the Monk at the end that took out 2, right? Well done, well done. Let's get us another one going here, boys. Uno mas. I'm liking these duels, man. Although Trial is just dominating these as an elemental shaman. He's doing a fantastic work. Let's get us another one going. What did you say, Jake? Shadow Ward Death can only crit for 300k in PvE in Ascension. So Shadow Ward Death can crit. I guess Mind Blast can also crit. Spikes can also do damage. But can like periodic effects, like is a Mind Flay a periodic hit? Does a Mind Flay count as a periodic attack? Or is that like is that not a dot so it doesn't count? I guess it's my question. Like, can void torrent, does void torrent count as a periodic hit? Because it's not a, it's a channel, but is it a dot though? You know? Or does that count as a instant cast hit? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because certain abilities, like, if all the channeled abilities are periodic, which I mean they tick, right? They have a tick, so they damage over time. They do damage periodically in a way. Like, I just don't know. A lot of people try to give Dark Ascension a go, but it just doesn't seem to match up super well with like the playstyle of Shadow Priest in general. So it's just like very, very difficult to set it up. It doesn't buff Torrent Flay from what I understand on PTR. Okay, that's kind of lame, honestly. I feel like it should. I feel like it should say non-periodic. It should directly say which spells: Shadow Word Death, Mind Blast, Mind Spike, and maybe include the periodic effects, because I think that'll make it much, much better. Seeing if Jesus is ready real quick. Ready? Beautiful. I'm gonna throw you guys into I think Lordaeron. I'm throwing you guys into Lordaeron Arena. We had ourselves the big one with Blade's Edge that's pretty good for casters. Now we go to the Lordaeron that's a little more condensed, it's a little closer together. And we'll see how that goes for us. Hopefully it'll go pretty well. Also, hope you boys are all having a wonderful evening, by the way. I'm having fun on a lot of these duels, man. These are absolutely a blaster. I'm actually enjoying this a ton. Ascension would just be baby void form, but you can extend ammo. Yeah, it's not. I want it to be good, but it's just not that good, you know. It just, the more I want it to be good, the more I realize it's not that good. You know, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I'm not really sure. Alrighty, let's get us another one going. We got beautiful. Hey, switch. Got ourselves Evoke the Foot over for the team one, ready to go. We got ourselves Forkbeard as well as Holy Sai in the back. We got Jayhawk, Wizard, and Pound Pushko ready to go. Kragar on the team one, maybe the first, maybe the last, not really sure. On the team, we got us a Drew coming back at us a Shammy. Oh my goodness. We got us a Duel, Masterfriend, and Troll back up in the action. First up versus Forkbeard. Him and Forkbeard have had a back and forth here tonight, with mostly Forkbeard getting bounced around like a beanbag everywhere. Thrall just knocks this guy all over the place. Big lava burst, I think it's just over. He just walked in, big Ascendance activated. Nothing a warrior can really do versus an elemental shaman. Or rather, there's very, very little. Jayhawk trying to see if he can get himself another go versus Droog actually swapping out to change his forms with an Evoker. Yo, Evoker as an Archmage will look really, really cool, by the way. Imagine with this kind of form, this armor. That looks so good, actually. Gonna be Troll trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a setup versus Jayhawk. Kind of bouncing in between the pillar in the middle, or the tombstone in the middle. As Jayhawk is able to push in, almost getting a full ring around Troll to entrap him in place. But as soon as he gets knocked back, he's trying to see if he can back up out of the big lava burst flying in. Together with Sky Fury, you better be very, very careful of Sky Fury. That extra damage, that extra crit damage that applies, it is not great. A lava burst being 100% crit, as long as you got a flame chuck on the target, I mean, it's just a recipe for disaster. Astral trying to find himself a better situation versus Jayhawk. Finally gets himself a polyburst. Jayhawk finally got the full burst, burrowed down for Troll before Jayhawk can really go in for full entire burst of damage. Touching the magic is on him either way, though. Maybe this way Jayhawk can swing around the corner, root around the corner, as Troll trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a breather, trying to minimize the damage and the value of the touch and magic. Is able to do so successfully, cutting out Jayhawk together with roots and slows. Lava burst sending in right after, knocking Jayhawk back to follow Earth Shock into a Frost Shock to follow. As he got himself lighting his hands, ready to go. Once he going for big damage, once he's able to clean Jayhawk off of any shields, he's able to start cracking into his Hellbar Trinket to follow for the Light Lasso, as he got himself Breath Body as well as a full shield ready to go. And maybe he can make something work off of this one. As he got himself Arcane Blast setting up, but looks like he maybe was trying to get himself some kind of a go, but instead, while trying to see if he can set up for it, kind of an opportunity wasted in a way, as it's going to be Jayhawk juking out and interrupt, trying to go for yet another poly from Troll. At this point, might just have to go for a full-on Ice Block. He decided, you know what? I'm not in a great spot. I need some help. I need a little bit of assistance. I need an Ice Block to help me recover here. Essentially, should just be a baby. Yeah, I do agree with you on that one. It probably should just be like a... It needs to be more effective, though, for sure. Definitely needs to be more effective. Freeze onto Jayhawk, got himself a little bit of that ult time, maybe a bit of health recovery. Blinks to follow last to follow right after. Wait, no, it wasn't Blink, it was a reverse Blink, I think, but it doesn't matter, as Thrall's able to just cut him down with a Frost Shock, slicing the boy in twine with Pampushka charging him. This time around, as a Shadow Priest, you do have a little bit less line of sight to work for versus a Shaman. So maybe you can make someone work. Big Void Eruptions off without Ascension. Does it connect? Not a single one of these bolts connected. As he does go for a Bull Barrage, it's going to be an interrupted out of Thrall, trying to see if he can disrupt the Void Storm when possible. Papushka trying to go for a bit of the mind game to try to see if he can put in some pressure, get him some bursts while Ascendance is active. Thrall just got to use the line of sight, the limited line of sight he has with his pillar to get some damage in onto Palm. Finally tries to go in for a big burst after he gets a juke out or an interrupt. This one, Thrall is still using as much space as he can with the tombstone to keep the damage rolling versus Pampushka while not letting the Shadow Priest get any line of sight or be blocked by line of sight with his little spikes and pillars and corners of broken off fixtures of the tombstone. I mean, it's just very, very little he could really do in this situation. Freeze to follow in place. Strahl trying to get himself another lava burst setup. Pampushka does recover a ton of health though. So if anything, he definitely does have himself a lot of healing. If he can get himself a couple of flashy kills this early into the game, dampening isn't going to hold him back whatsoever. Astral trying to get himself yet another setup, still chipping away at Papushka, keeping him away from the tombstone, trying to make sure that he's playing this man on the hill play style here and trying to keep his advantage here up above as best as he can. Flash by Palm, able to go for a Shadow Crash. I think maybe this time finally connected with Trial. Lasso around the corner is Trial, trying to see if he could reposition to the other side of the tombstone, trying to see if he could take back his place as a man on the top of the hill. With Vampiric Touch, trying to see if he can set up some damage. Bomb's really limited on what he could really do. Knockback with Root to Follow, got him some flashing lights. Honestly, Trial may just want to try to see if he can disrupt him on a Holy Spell. If you disrupt him on Shadow, you limit the man's cooldowns and his offensives. But what's really keeping him alive are those Holy Spells. I guess until higher dampening, so maybe might want to change up his strategy a little. Big lava burst sent in into a burrow. Let's get to knock him out. Big damage into a disperse. Got himself a big reach to slam it down into Pampushka. Hex right after. While the man still got dispersed for a little bit longer. But at least he still lets you control the guy as best as he can. Control the amount of cast he could really do. Knocking him away from the pillar. Trial got himself a good line of sight here to work with. Last to follow. Pampushka got no health whatsoever. Does he get himself a heal last second? Maybe no. I think it's over. Does go for the silence, but the lava burst does leave his fingertips either way though. With Evoke the Foot gonna be up next. Got himself full movement while casting as he got himself the hover together with a shatter. Mad damage beaming down Trial with a deep breath to follow stun. Full mastery. Trying to get himself a fire breath rolling in. Big instant cast hits are coming through as it's gonna be stunned to Evoke the Foot with a Hex to follow. It does go for the trick hit, but actually Hex lands right before the trick hit comes out. That was super unfortunate as he tried to go for a bit of a knockup onto Trial. Trial playing a defensive right now. Evoke the Foot charges in. He got himself that full renewal and blaze, so he can just get in there. Whatever damage he takes, he's just going to recover 100% of the damage, together with a wall that makes him super uninterruptible. Hex yet again, even though he can't be interrupted, he can still be CC'd. Unless he's got himself the full Shroud. He can be crowd controlled. 6 minutes into the duel. It's going to be limited healing right now for both competitors. Evoke the Foot still has a ton of heals. Trying to go for Sleepwalk onto Trial. Able to get it set up. That's going to be Trial breaking out of it with a Tremor. My goodness, that Tremor coming into play. Freeze up to Evoke the Foot. Does get him interrupted. Oh, mad damage out of Thrall. Not letting this boy play whatsoever. And Holy Saya is going to be up next. This is where you want to control Holy Saya in the opener as best as possible. Knocking him back as the Hand of Freedom comes out. Full Blessing and Spellboard is up for Holy Saya. Trying to see if he can take down Trial right now. Does the man have Burrow? You need anything right now. You need defensive Trinket to follow. Does he have any survivability? I think it's over. Oh. If anything, Holy Saya is so ready to take down Thrall. Every global he has is... Oh, come on, Douglas. Give some respect to this competitor. I think Thrall did really good there, didn't he? Come on, you don't have to be so disrespectful. Masterful trying to see if he can rip right into very quickly. This matchup is so depressing for Shadow Priest. It is rough, man. Shadow Priests are, don't get me wrong, they're not in the worst spot ever. We've seen Shadow Priests in a pretty bad spot when it comes to duels, but there are definitely some classes that are a hard counter. Plus, this arena, you don't really have a lot of pillars, and then one tombstone that doesn't give Shadow Priest Shaman a lot of cover. But he's able to just maneuver around the tombstone and use this little spires of the tombstone as like a little line of sight to make sure the Shadow Priest can never get any damage into the guy. Ideally, this will be a pretty good arena where Shadow Priest has a line of sight on you, but Thrall got so much mobility, he's able to maneuver around the tombstone, and a little bit of cover that it has, he's able to maximize, squeeze all the juice out of that thing. As Holy Saya got himself full consecration down, trying to see if he can chase after Masterfoot. Got himself full Heart of the Wild, but maybe Masterfoot might be in trouble bear form. Perfect place to be in. Holy Saya does not have wings available just yet. Masterfoot trying to go for better recovery. That Swiftman is super sketch. Oh my goodness, Maim trigger to follow for Holy Saya. Trying to see if he can stay on top of the Feral's best possible, leap it away. Trying to break away from the Paladin. Can the Feral do it? Barely get it away. We're on regrowth. I think it's over as Holy Saya is slaying 2 in a row. With Drew gonna be up next as a Elemental Shaman? Enhancement Shaman. Big Sunder onto Holy Saya. Nothing he can do out of this one is just over. My goodness. That is so good. Troll is just an absolute monster in this arena, man. Elemental Shaman. Did not get any changes for 10.1.5. Not a revamp class by any measure, but is still able to hold strong against every one of these revampers, man. My god. I wonder if they'll ever give Shaman a revamp too. I don't think they necessarily need one because they're in a pretty good spot. But man, a refresher ever since the one against Red Paladin, like I feel like every class deserves like some kind of a good refresher at the end of the day, though. You know what I mean? All right, let's get ourselves another one going. Ready? Because Kragar is ready to go. We can get back in here, or if you guys want to switch out a couple of bodies, we can help. Here we go. Get me saved up real quick. Not only does he have more mobility than the Shadow Priest, but he has so much instant cast stuff. He can stay on the move around the pillars. It's crazy. It is crazy good. 1 minute. I'll let him know real quickly. We need Unomas. We need a body here real quick. Unomas, boys. Hope I don't get the shammy. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm playing the Ogavoker in HOI. It's painful. Really? Wait, why? Ogavoker in Halls of Infusion? Oh, we did do a Halls of Infusion the other day, so, you know, I could maybe feel you. I can maybe feel you on that. Oh, Masterfoot. Oh, what? You swapped out Masterfoot? It was Krager earlier. I'm sorry, Masterfoot. We just got fully stacked up here, man. We got a 5th, but I appreciate you. All right, let's do a, did we do a hook point chat or hook point or Dalaran Sewers chat? Hook point or Dalaran Sewers, real quick. This is like a slight delay in the stream, but hopefully one of your boys can get me a response. Because I think either one are good, honestly. Beautiful. Third in DPS. How's that bad? Wait. Oh, third DPS. You mean? Are you including the tank? Are you including the healer and all them? Yes. Yes. Not sewers. Okay, we're doing hook point then. We'll do hook point. We do gotta do. Let's do tag and speak after this one, maybe. Yeah. Need one more. What happened? I'm gonna try again. Sec. Oh, sorry. Are we good? Are we not good? Sorry, I didn't mean to like. Replays. Okay, so we can't do that one then. We'll do Tiger speak. We'll do Tigers then, because it won't let us do it. Это у меня человека не хватало. Okay, he needed one more body, one more person. We'll do Tiger speak, because it's not gonna let me do a hook point now. Now that I queued for hook point and it got weird queue for hook point, it's not gonna work for hook point. So we'll just do this one instead. Alrighty, so we got Antarctica over on team 1. That's a bit of a switcheroo. Grifka on the team 2. Oh my goodness, they drop it on trial. And Maririt, the rogue, also joins team 2. Interesting. Double rogue, man. That's gonna be rough. Grifka in particular, swapping on trial for Grifka. My goodness, dude. Well, we'll see how it goes. Also, I noticed that there's a new UI element in a, you know how next to Krager you can see like a little health bar, and you can see a trinket. I gotta see if I can fix that on my end. See if I can hide those again. Oh wait, I said again, but like now I'm thinking about it, I don't think that was actually there, was it? We had like a thing with my party, like whatever group I was inviting, showing up on the bottom right, but that might be new. Somebody in chat is gonna have to help me here. Is that new? That might be new. All right, switch. Got ourselves team 1 together with Antarctica. Gonna be first up as a Windwalker, Monkus. On that team, we got ourselves Forkbeard, Holy Saya, Jayhawk, as well as Pam, Pushka, trying to see if they can make himself potentially a play here. And Krager gonna be the first one charging in. Big burst onto Antarctica. This is gonna be a massive setup, forcing out a Karma immediately. Krager actually taking big hits as well from Antarctica, as the Monk does not want to be behind when it comes to overall damage. Trying to see if he can maximize pressure, so does Krager is right next to him within their grasp. This is gonna be full defensive for Krager, trying to go for recovery here as in rage regen, letting him fuel those bloodthirsts, making him a lot more effective. Antarctica burning through every defensive, even if he's magic, but there's nothing magical about this Fury. Warrior burns, Kraken just charges in, even though he's kind of blinking all over the map, blinking all over the arena. He does end up taking out the Monk either way, though, blasting him out of the game. As they're trying to figure out who's going to be up next, it's going to be Jayhawk the Mage, Jayhawk the Wizard. Up next versus Kragar as he goes in for a full breath, but second poly. Kraken does have a reflect by the looks of it. Ooh, Fire Mage Jayhawk Wizard. Interesting. Full Greater Pyro, Fireball, everything. I don't even know when he reflected back at Krager, but I don't think that Greater Pyro was it when reflected. Stun on the Jayhawk for just a second as Krager trying to get himself a little bit of survivability here. Disarm onto the Mage. He disarmed the Mage. It's a peel of strats right there, bro. As he goes in for big full burst damage. Leap on over. As he tries to see if he can crack through Jayhawk. Is he able to? Is he able to do anything at all right now? The big damage by the Mage. Taking down the Warrior, burning him down fairly quickly. My goodness. The damage that a Fire Mage can do right now, especially after the changes, it's huge. It's mad. They're doing pretty good. It's going to be Jayhawk versus Grifka. Immediate Ice Block. Did not want to force out our cauterize just yet. But Grifka, at the very least, with the Ice Block, you're able to get Grifka out of stealth. He does have plenty of vanishes, so the Rogue is going to be plenty slippery. For Jayhawk, I think what's going to come down is getting close to Grifka, going for a full breath, blind, or breath, keep calling it blind, breath poly. And then maybe setting up some kind of a burst every single go. Trinkets, try to see if he can maybe break out of the blind early to see if he can counter Grifka. But that Gouge Cheap Shot is going to stop him, plays Blink to get out of that stun. But Grifka doesn't even care about stunning Jayhawk at this point. Just big secret technique, mad eviscerates, burning through his health bar into oh my god. The Cauterize forced out super early. He doesn't even, I guess mages in particular, since they're clothy anyway, he's able to pierce past those defenses. He doesn't even need to go for back-to-back stuns onto the Mage. He just needs to do as much damage as possible. Cheap Shot just to prime him up for a fine weakness, and that's it. And at that point, you're just staying on him, shadow stepping past him, maybe a vanish shadow strike to him, just to maintain your damage on the guy as best as you can. And that's all you have to do. It is mad. As Grifka looking for a bit of an escape, picking up the ice, and then Holy Sai can pick him up actually. He's literally picking up all the ice, and the Holy Sai can get his hands on him at all. Is that what's happening? Really? Trying to deny Holy Sai any kind of eyeballs whatsoever, any kind of line of sight? Oh my goodness, Grifka. He does have a little bit on that Cloak of Shadow, so I wonder if he's running that cloak that gives him a dodge, or if he's going for the cooldown reduction. I think in most cases you do go cooldown reduction. He's not Shadowy Duel, actually, so maybe you drop Shadow Duel for that instead. Maybe he has both, in fact, actually. I don't know if he has Smoke Bomb or not. Sometimes it shows up on your white, sometimes it doesn't. Bubble immediately as Grifka goes in, opener onto Holy Sai, forcing a trinket with a vanish out of the Rogue, as looking for an escape, but walks back into Consecration, not exactly where he wants to be. Holy Sai is in a pretty good spot right now, but the gouge out of Grifka should give him a little bit of a reset. Still in that Consecration though, he keeps walking back into the Consecration Cheap Shot to see if he can counter this damage, as stun is not gonna last long at all. Grifka is in trouble, blind out of Holy Saya, still dots are up into Grifka, so he may be in trouble. Blind almost gets him out. There's gonna be a reset for Grifka. Trying to go for Shadow Meld into a vanish. I think he's able to escape the pressure out of the Paladin. Looks like he's able to stabilize a little bit and maybe go for another go. Holy Sai is still holding on to a bop. I wonder if he has himself a Spell Warden or a Blessing of Protection. Hey Dalbert, what's up, Braga? How you doing, man? You want to join us, by the way? Want to join 5V5 1v1s? Open onto Holy, does play normal Blessing of Protection, stun into Grifka. He has himself evasion as well as Cloak of Shadow, so he's got him some defenses that he can maybe work here. Cloak and looking to sprint away, Smoke Bomb to follow, using Smoke Bomb to create some line of sight away from Holy Sai. Waited out long enough until the Blessing of Protection was gone to get himself a full gouge. Walking back into the Consecration, not gonna give you any resets whatsoever. Trying instead to go with a Cheap Shot. Secret technique. Is this enough damage? Holy Saya got himself Shield of Vengeance. Grifka with an evasion looking for a reset. 5 seconds on that vanish. If he just lives long enough, quick shiv into Holy Saya just to put a slow on him with that crippling poison. Again, walking back into Consecration. Not what you want to be doing. May want to vanish this. Does he get himself a reset? He was trying to see if he can go for a clean reset, but walking into consecration, not gonna do it. Has to go for a proper advantage. Eyes are available on either side right now. So right now, Grifka, I think, wants to be there quick on the draw. He wants to be able to jump on Holy Saya as soon as he gets a chance, picking up the eyes, at least hit some with the sap. Could have a go. He got himself Shadow Blade, so he knows there's this will of intent right now. He had himself a blind that he could follow up here if he wanted to. Big secret technique, eviscerate? No, maybe no. Instead, it's going to be a stun on a Holy Side. Does get hit with a disarm. Does he have enough damage here? He's kind of low. Grifka could maybe go back in there and finish it, but he's not really super conscious of the super excited for that. He's instead a little bit more on the careful side with the Paladin. He's trying to back away from the guy for a second. Gouge to follow. Does he get himself a reset? Maybe a stun? Blind? Wait, hold on. I think it's going to be a reset for him. Holy Side, does he have anything? Got a trinket. So does Grifka. So, Shadow Melt available for the Rogue in case he wants to do it. Does go for Blaze of Justice. Cheap shot to follow right after. Is this enough damage for the Rogue? Trying to see if he can take down the Paladin. The Shield of is stun. It's going to be a trinket to follow. Wake of Ashes right after. I think it might be all for Grifka. Trying to go for Shadow Melt. Oh, no. Almost. Almost got to escape the Paladin. That was rough, man. Oh, my. Duel walks in there, just gives a quick touch, then just puts him in the ground, just like, alright, go to sleep, friend. Go to sleep. Your watch is done. You've bested the rogue. You've bested the monster that is a rogue. With Pampushko, which is Jesus on his Shadow, but he's going to be up next, trying to see if he can make himself a play versus Duel. Going to be a Shadow Crash around the corner. As Duel is trying to get himself a bit of a reset behind the pillar. As it's going to be VT up and running for Pampushko in cap onto the Shadow Priest as Duel trying to see if he can make himself a bit of a play. Big damage on the palm as it's going to be stunned. Pampushko finally gets a competitor that's not hiding behind the pillar. Wait, no mind. Immediately as soon as I said it, Monk just snaps himself back into behind the big massive dragon statues? The Zuen statues? I got this wrong. Completely wrong. Yep. I swear, I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, yep, that's a dragon, alright. Gonna be a fear onto Duel as Pampushka goes in for a bit Void Eruption, but before he can complete the full channel, in cap out of Duel, trying to be very careful with the mind games, trying to wait it out as best as possible. Silence to follow. Not really sure what you can silence when it comes to a monk. I guess maybe like Karma? Can you please silence the Karma? You can silence his healing. You can silence some of his healing though. That is true. Going to be a stun onto Duel. It's trying to see if he can get some damage versus Duel. Interrupted, juked out, but for Pampushka, he's not doing great health-wise. Trying to go for a bit of recovery, but unless you get... Oh, what is happening? Why is Forbeard charging in? That's twice in a row, this Duels. Oh, twice Forbeard has done that. Pampushka isn't dead. Just gotta wait until the man is fully dead. I think he realized his mistake. I don't think he was doing it on purpose. I don't think it was in a purpose, but I think if anything, that he did give Palm at least a breather, because that is a root by the warrior. What is this? That's not Street Fighter. That's not a cameo. What is happening here? Lexi but the Palm, Fist of Fury. I think it's over. As Duel does let him take it out. Now, Forkbeard, now you can charge him. Now you can charge him. What is this, dude? That's some cameo action. What is happening? That's gonna be Fist of Fury out of Duel, trying to get some damage with the Forkbeard. Forkbeard, he comes up plenty of defenses, so you can maybe make something happen here. You might need to go for Rage Generation pretty early on, the fear onto Duel. Will the stun to follow? Does he go for the big damage? Trying to see if he can make a big play. This is going to be Duel backing up out of there. Actually took quite a big few hits from Forkbeard. He needs to find a way to reconnect with the Monk yet again. He does activate in Rage Gen maybe a little early there, but maybe he still has access to impending victory. Maybe he can make a play off of that. Bloodthirst may be able to help you, but I think Duel with a Zuen is going to end up taking you down. My goodness. I'm not even sure. Oh man, really? Wait, Duel got 3? Or did somebody leave? No, Duel did get 3. Why does it say that Grifka got 0? I'm sorry, huh? Why does it say that Grifka got 0? Didn't Grifka get a kill at least on a mage? Or am I wrong about that? Or did the mage die to the Cauterites so it doesn't count? My goodness, it doesn't even count. You're kidding me. Boys ready? Let's get this another going. Let me make sure I have all these saved up real quick though. I guess we're doing like hook point, yeah? Because you guys did not want to do Dalaran sewers. We'll do a hook point. A good old hook. Good old captain. If it's working. There we go. It is working. Ended up 14 with a 10k DPS behind the tank on damage group was just in shambles. Yeah, if you're an evoker and you're in a group that's not really doing a lot of damage, like, it doesn't matter how much you buff them as an evoker. If they are not really pulling their weight, like, there's only so much you can do. Evoker is going to be heavily reliant off of their group stuff. But that also means that, like, a really good group can pick up a mediocre evoker, and as long as mediocre evoker can maintain the buff, like, they're contributing a lot to their group. That's really it, right? Man, Mortal Kombat, let's go, lol. Oh, is that what happened? Wait, was Mortal Kombat, but let's go, basically. I was thinking about Street Fighter cameos or whatever, but yeah. Paladin put him to sleep, LMAO. Honestly, dude, just slamming him down. Giving these rogues these sleeping pills, dude, in a form of a big old hammer. Straight to the noggin. Straight to the brain. So Twitch. Got us as Antarctica over on team 1 as a Windwalker Monk. We got Holy Sai as a Paladin, Jayhog the Wizard. We got ourselves Pampushka, Shatterface, and Forkbeard the Warrior versus team 2 with Grifka. First up of the bat on the team in the back, we got Krager, Droog, Duel, as well as Mary. Mary so far has not got a chance to play. Maybe we should let Mary play at some point. Holy Sai, dude, he's got himself that spot. Taking a page out of Talrion's book again versus Grifka. Not the first time he's done it. I think last time he's done it was a Blade's Edge, and I think it was actually a pretty close match, but I think Grifka did end up winning that one, but he did have to go through every one of his cooldowns, and whoever was next was able to slam Grifka up against the wall and take him out fairly quickly. Going to be Holy Sai with a bubble. Stunner to Grifka, forced him to trick out of the rogue, but this is where the rogue wants to back away behind the pillar. Holy Sai wants to go for the chase, goes in for regenerate just to get himself a bit of a reheal, but I think playing away from a pillar was pretty helpful. That is a full crusade, so Grifka is not going to fight ya. While he got some cooldowns ready, he ain't going to fight you. He's just going to go for a full reset. Not happening. So Holy Sai tried to back up behind, or towards the, I guess, near the eye. Not a bad place to be. But Grifka, if you only knew where this man was, if you're just staring at you, just kind of moseying around you, I think he'd be upset, like, my god, just get in there, my god, just hit me. Just get in there. Full stun, double back, cheap shot with a full secret technique. Mad damage burning right through Holy Sai's health bar. As Grifka hits the Cloak of Shadows, as soon as the stuns are over, Gouge to fall as he's looking for a reset. This is why Talrion stayed away from any pillars. Because that Gouge, Smoke Bomb, all these abilities can let Grifka an easy reset together with a sap off that Smoke Bomb, just not giving it an opportunity whatsoever. As Holy Sai double backing it over to his side of the arena, definitely wants to go for a bit of a reheal. Stun, trinket to follow. Grifka no longer has a trinket, as Holy Sai has any damage here whatsoever. Final wreck is at the ready, goes in for lay on hands. Mad damage on the Grifka, got himself evasion, but he's only evading certain aspects of Holy Sai's damage. A lot of his hits are actually, what are they called? They are Holy Strike, which means physical and holy. So whenever you have evasion, the holy aspect of the Holy Strike hits you either way. So you can't really evade paladins nearly as well anymore as a rogue. There's only so much you can do to really truly evade them. Oh my goodness. Cheap shot, or kidney shot rather. Grifka, not a lot of health available. Might want to go for a better shoot. Cheap shot, trying to see if he can back up. Blind, looking for the reset. As Warthros with a 12-month membership, my man. Yeah, thank you so much, Warthros. Appreciate you. 12 months, my guy. Food down 12 months, how you doing? Doing pretty good, my man. Hope you're doing great too. Can we get out like Warthros to the chat for the full year membership, my guy? I appreciate ya. Although you've been around on the channel for way longer than that. I know you're a homie. But how you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Holy Sai charging out towards Grifka, goes in for a judgment. Gouge to follow, stuns him right after, trying to see if he can get himself a big damage in. Blessed protection to follow Grifka with a vanish, looking for a full reset. Holy Sai, his big defense as well as the offense of Crusade is gone. Trying to see if he can catch up to Grifka. Can he do it? Maybe random AoE blind, put him out in the open, blind to shed some light onto the rogue, taking him out of the shadows. As the Cloak of Shadows, the rogue wants to go back into the darkness, wants to go into this happy place as soon as possible. Shield events up for Holy Sai. Does he have a stun? Not for a good while, I don't think. Definitely needs to get back over there to Grifka. As Grifka trying to use that light inside to cover all the smoke bunch to escape, vanish to follow. Eyes are available on the other side. If maybe Holy Sai wants to go after it, no. Somehow still is the doubter to Grifka, able to put him out in the open. Gouge, get a shot to follow. Grifka trying to see if he can make a play, but a wall should keep Holy Sai plenty sturdy here. That's going to be yet another cheap shot. Grifka does have an evasion. Disarmament to Holy Sai as he goes in for full stun. Limited what he can do, but still can go for Wake of Ashes as well as Divine Toll without a need for a weapon. So it's quite a good bits of his damage. Still go through either way though. As Grifka goes in for a quick gouge onto Holy Sai, trying to double back over behind the pillar. Does he have any dots on him? If he's got dots, then maybe Holy Sai can catch back up to him. Looks like it's a clean reset. Holy Sai does have eyes available on the... Actually, no. no longer has eyes available. Never mind. Drink out of this one, a kidney shot, but a cheap shot to follow. As Griff got himself plenty of damage, massive secret technique. Yet another stun to Holy Sire. Griff gets limited what he can do. It's gonna be a Hodge. Does he take him out right here? Cheat dead? Does he go limited? Oh no! My goodness, no! Wait a second. No, Holy Sire, no! I don't know what happened. Were you gonna just let him tick out? Bubble? Oh, he's just overcommitting a lot, but he's gotta kill this rogue now. He's gotta take him out real quickly. Wait, no! Wait a second. Oh my god. I think Holy Sire did at some point just stop, looked away, and thought that maybe the dot or something was going to take Rogue out, but he had to overcommit a whole bubble just to make sure that the Rogue is in the ground. That is a lot. If anything, I know a lot of you dudes hate Rogues in duels, but like, and I know Grifka plays it super safe, but man, like a good Rogue will not go down until every single of your cooldowns is spent. That just shows you just how tough Rogues are right now, especially subtlety. That vanish cooldown reduction to keep yourself cooldowns offensively and defensively is massive. Pumpushka gonna be up next as Droog walks in, just tore right through the paladin very quickly. Pumpushka goes in for full burst, got himself Void Eruption, silence out of Droog, does get a full Void Torrent. This is where Droog wants to go very defensive. Got himself the Earth and Elemental summoned up to give himself a little bit extra bolstered health, looking for a bit of recovery behind the pillar. Lasso around the Shadow Priest, but looks like he's gonna end up catching him in a root. Full Ascendance is at the ready, got himself full active Ascendance. Pumpushka might be in a bit of trouble. That is a lot of damage out of Droog right now, especially if he can combine Bloodlust with it, but looks like he's synced the two. Sunder onto Pumpushka, might be in a lot of trouble. I think it might be over. Big Fear onto Palm right now, as well as the pet. This Bomb looking for a bit of a reheal, leaping right back in there, try to go for an interrupt, does not quite catch it, but Pumpushka just needs Droog just needs a little bit more damage to take down the Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest diving into Disperse, looking for an escape away from Droog. Droog needs something right now, just a little bit more to break through the Shadow Priest. Knocked back as the Void Torrent comes out, which is perfect silence onto the Shadow Priest though. Big Mind Spike to follow, maybe could do a lot of damage as long as he can actually get this cast off once in the Blue Moon. Try to go for a couple of flashy heals. Pumpushka with a Desperate Prayer gives himself a little bit of a breather. Light the lasso before Droog can run too far out with that fear. Full Bloodlust in there ready with the Sunder. Trying to see if he can take him out. Does end up going for a couple of Lava Lashes back to back. Just blasted the boy, cutting him down. Cutting down with this Lava Lash maces. My goodness. As Jayhawk is going to be up next. Full poly into Droog. Full burst at the ready. Got himself Burrow. Wants to knock out. Jayhawk does quite a bit of damage with a knockup too. As he goes in for Viz together with a Touch of the Magi. I wonder if he's not playing Massive Viz by the looks of it. Actually, I think Massive Viz might have been a little bit better for duels, wouldn't it be? Because it's like a minute CD, right? Maybe? Or does it? Or it works? No, it should work, right? Because I know they changed Massive Viz. It's now like an actual class talent. And I believe it only works for targets that are not in combat. But I think a PvP talent does modify to bring back the original Massive Viz. Unless I'm wrong on that one. Jayhawk does get hit with a Sunder. Try to see if he can back up out of there for just a second. Barrages to follow Droog. Got him so a wall. He wants to actually get in there. He wants to get in the melee. While wall is active, he wants to be up there fighting past Jayhawk. Try to go for a quick poly. As he misses that interrupt, Jayhawk does himself a random bit of Bloodlust proccing, or rather Time Warp. Ring of Frost for all these doggas. Got him some shit in power, so Droog will have a hard time getting back over. The big zap though for Droog. If he can get more of those big zaps around the corner, he'll be in a great spot. Jayhawk got himself a bit of a protective shield. Breath onto Droog, looking for a bit of a reset, bit of an escape into an interrupt. Icebug to follow. There's only so much the man can do. As Droog goes for a bit of a reset behind the wall. Right now, Jayhawk is definitely behind. I don't know how he wins this one. Hex to follow. Trinket right after. Knockback into Droog. Does get himself a blink off the lasso immediately together with the ult time so he can at least reposition and get back some health. Does go for a poly onto Droog. Force a trick out of him. He's able to force big cooldowns of each other either way though. A Droog that is his big healing defensive. So Jayhawk does have a chance here. I think what he's got to do is he's got to get a breath poly. He's going to have to give it a little bit of time. Using blinks in order to stay away. Temporal to give himself a little bit of recovery. Whatever damage you can do from range is going to help you right now. But he's got to go for a big go versus Droog and blast him. That's all he could do. Breath, poly. Try to go for that full burst around the corner. I think that's what you got to do. I think you got to get him in there. You gotta get him over here. He's trying to see if you can get him frozen up. Maybe if you can go over there, round the bend, and knock Droog into a Ring of Frost. I think that would be golden. I think that'd be perfect. Breath to follow. That's the old poly. There goes the power poly. No odds for Droog. He does have himself full Bloodlust at the ready though. Arcane Surge for Jayhawk right now. This way you want to maximize the damage. Burrow for a second. As long as you're able to blink it, you'll be fine. Does end up blinking out of it. Into an interrupt onto the Arcane. Trying to see if you can get next to Droog until Lasso is able to break out of it either way though. And it's going to be Drug trying to see if he can deny the damage of that. Imagine still takes a pretty good hit. Half his health is only is suffered through the arcane burst. It's going to be Jayhawk with a bit of that missile, trying to see if he can back up out of the stun totem, move to position onto Jayhawk. That's actually really good for Drug, putting the totem, the stun totem on the side, letting it cook for a second, and then reposition it onto Jayhawk as soon as he gets a chance. Jayhawk did just make a mistake right now though. He used his undead racial. The problem with that is, even though he doesn't really break out of any fears or any charms or anything, it puts his main big trinket on cooldown. His main CC breaker trinket on cooldown. So now Drug, if he goes in for full CC, Jayhawk does not have an answer for like 10 seconds. So it's definitely going to put him behind here a little bit. As Drug try to see if he can rush on over towards Jayhawk. Big lasso around the corner. Isn't able to sit lasso for too long though. And Jayhawk got himself a little bit of that alter time. Looking for a reset. Shifting power. Is trying to go for a bit of an escape away from Drug. It's going to be really a question of how does Drug end up winning this one. Or how does Jayhawk really either. Because I think honestly... No, I think actually... Because I feel like Jayhawk can always turn it around. I keep thinking like Seavark type of play. I think it's still got a chance here. Every time, no, never mind. Oh my god. I definitely called that wrong. I'm so used to Seavark. Seavark's warped my mind of how arcane mages work. And I'm like, he had 2 seconds, 2% health. He's getting chased right now. He can still win this. It's literally unsurmountable odds. Wait a second, Drug just blasted right through Antarctica. That is going to be full karma, but I think he might just be able to overpower that karma entirely. Lasted to follow, got himself every defense of Antarctica with a karma together with diffused magic. I think of a 45 brew, rolling the hell out of that situation. Drug just fought right through it, just lived through all those defenses by Antarctica into a big Sunder. I think it's just over. The enhancement shaman. Wait, there's like a forebeard. Hold on, holding the fort, leaping around the corner, trying to see if he can get over to Drug to see himself full lockdown with a stun. Potentially, hopefully, try to get back over to Drug at all if he can. But Drug is able to get himself a little bit of recovery while behind the pillar. Vorbeard wants to get back in there. He got himself full bar of rage. He's ready to go. He wants to make some kind of a play. He's got to be a stun onto Drug. Charge it back in there. Full burst of the ready. Burrow it down for Drug. This is going to be Vorbeard removing the data from himself. Knock out by Drug, I think. Drug may just be able to take it. Vorbeard still does have a defensive. Using it really early. I guess trying to go for a little bit of the DR right now. As Drug with the Sunder does not quite connect, but it still procs out his tier set. So if he gets back in there with those Storm Strikes as well as Lava Lashes, he might be in a great spot right now. And Ghost, I think it's over. Stun on the Drug, full Ascendance. Oh my goodness. How many? 5? You're telling me Drug went in for a 1v5 just now? No way. I didn't even realize it. I knew that man was playing for a while, but I didn't realize he went for a proper 1v5. Oh my god. Again, another class spec that didn't get any revamps, but it's absolutely blasting within arenas. That man just needed to cook. My goodness. That's a full Ascendance build too. So he's playing around Ascendance. So full burst, get himself a big one-shotter. What else? One-shotter with Bloodlust. That is so good. Yo, Krager, Jesus, let me know boys when your goods are ready. Krager's ready, let's go Uno Mas. Krager's ready, we go Uno Mas. I guess we do Dalaran Sewers this time around, yeah? I think I just saved that, so we're good. Does Jesus need more, or are we ready? Ready? Just double check with you. Me and my friend are going to run 2v2 arenas and you go for it. What comp are you guys thinking of running? Ready? Alright, let me get you guys into a Dalaran Sewers. We can't do Nokodon. That's the one arena I can't do on this guy. Ooh. Should we add any other arenas, chat, into our 5v5 1v1 duel rotation? Because I try to exclude the big arena, so like Toveron, the new one, the Crucible, the one they added in Shadowlands last season, and what else is there? So there's Crucible, there is Maldraxxus one. There is the Kyrian one. I actually exclude that too, just because it's flashbang, especially for EU. Is in a good spot right now. They're pretty good, Pedro. They're pretty good. They can definitely do some damage. Crucible is massive even for 2v2, 3v3. It is big. That's why I don't include it. I usually try to do like Toveron is my like ideal non-include arena. If it's way too big, like Maldraxxus is an arena that I liked. I thought it was pretty good, but it ends up being a little too big. Like the pillars and the room. For a 3v3 and 2v2 is fine. For a 1v1 is just way too big. If a rogue and a feral druid and a monk can just go and get himself multiple resets because of just how big the pillars are, that's what it counts as. It's a bit too big. You know what I mean? Switch. Team 2 together with the Grifka. Looks like not gonna be first up. Cracker in the back. We got Drew. We got some Duels. We got some Mary and Mary Rit. Mary Rit gonna be first up. Finally getting to play a chance to play these games. Gonna be opener onto Pampushka. Cheap shot off the bat. Second cheap shot. Immediate disperse out of the shadow press really early on versus the Rogue actually. So Mary is gonna want to try to see if he can get behind the filler and get himself a reset. Oh no, you know what? That's another disadvantage. We're just talking about which arena maps should we add into our rotation. We might have to remove Dalaran supers from whenever rogues are active. Just because around these boxes, rogues can just auto attack through the box and keep reapplying crippling poison. I mean, there's actually a lot of pillars that rogues can do that too. It's still in the grand and stuff like that, right? But these boxes in particular are really tiny. Really tiny. And you can somehow, for some reason, auto attack through a wall. Maybe for like PvE combat consistency, right? But in PvP, it definitely does not feel great. Cheap shot onto Papushka. This is going to be ruined to Mary Bomb. Trying to see if he can bail out of it. Does have a few versus Rogue. And he can still go for a couple flashy heals. Silence under Mary. I don't really know what you can really remove with a silence under the Rogue. I've seen a lot of Shadow Priests try to silence us. Maybe thinking that we can't use Cloak of Shadows while silence. But I don't think that's ever been a play. I think we're literally the only class that's immune. Even warriors, like when you silence them, they can't use Rally and Cry. So like pure physical class, a warrior can't use certain shouts when they're silenced. For rogues, I think it's because rogues are stealthy and they're quiet, so none of their attacks use like their voice. So maybe that's why in the lore we can't be silenced, because we don't have a silence. We're silent. We're silence incarnate. We're constantly silent. Maybe gonna be a bit of a heal from Papushka, able to get himself quite a bit of damage into Mary though. As the man does have a vanish and another one coming back up very soon. So maybe Palm can make some kind of a play here? Potentially. I think he has a chance. I think he legitimately does have a chance. Palm may need to pick up eyes too, if he doesn't want to deal with the rogue stealthing around him all the time. Oh, Shadow Crash. Oh, it connected. Random Shadow Crash does end up hitting the rogue. He does get himself a reset either way though. I'm pretty sure the dot's connected, but how do you get your reset like that? What is this? Gonna be Dark Ascension, got himself a bit of damage onto Mary. That's a stun. Void Eruption does have advantage for this one. Still, dots are rolling onto the rogue. Does want to get back in the Shadow Strike. I think maybe try to go see if we can maybe get a proper interrupt onto Pound, but not gonna be able to. Silence again, not really much you can really silence off of the rogue, but he does have a tentacle spawning in, which is helping him quite a bit. Shadow Crash doesn't connect. I think the rogue still has dots on him, so he's looking for an escape. Got himself some pickup. I don't know if Palm can get back over there to Mary. I think the rogue is going to be able to get himself an easy escape without sap to follow. The only way you can do this is if you do that new fade ability, the phase shift. Maybe then you can fade away from a sap from the rogue, but that's about all I can think of. But Mary looking for yet another escape here. Palm trying to find himself a better angle. Shadow Crusher on the corner doesn't quite connect. Is it still dots on the guy? You almost caught him. You almost had him. It was actually ridiculously close there for a second too. Almost had him. That's going to be a cheap shot onto the rogue. Disperse immediately as it is. Shadow Blade's out for the rogue. Palm just trying to play it very careful. That is a secret technique. So it's a lot of the rogue's bursts that you just were able to nullify mostly. If you had a siphon, I think this would actually be kind of helpful for you here, wouldn't it be? Shadow Crash does end up attacking him. Does connect. That is dots on him. So maybe you can make some work off of this. Man, the mobility though of Shadowface, you cannot catch up to the rogue at all. You cannot catch up to a rogue. And so he can get himself a full reset on you every single time. That is rough. Still got dots. Wait, hold on. Maybe able to break to it. Because technical priests do have a lot better mobility than I've had ever. It just in PvP is just not great. Stun onto Mary does go for a trinket. Dark Ascension trying to see if he can juke it. Does not get a juke out of the rogue at all whatsoever. It is going to be dots instead. The more you juke out of the cast, the harder it's going to be for you to get a full hit. Dark Ascension, Void Eruption in every direction. Does not connect with the rogue. But they did fly in just one direction though. Oh my goodness. If only you could aim where those things are going to go, right? That would have been amazing. As Mary looking for a bit of a reset versus Palm. At this point, what has Palm got? He's actually got every single defensive available. He may need to play around the eyes though. I think also he needs to play away from any kind of pillars. He needs to force a rogue away from any boxes and then fight him away from his boxes. And then try to see if he can get a juke. I think that's what you gotta do. Full stun into Palm. Cold Blood, secret technique available. Palm got himself a little bit of survivability there. Full Vampiric Embrace together with a spare. Also, their Power Word Life is getting a lot of value versus Rogue. As Mario looking for a reset. Still got dots on him. Maybe you can get a Shadow Fiend back on him somehow. No, it looks like Shadow Fiend is gone. But DPs are back up on the Rogue. He is taking a little bit of damage. Sipic up is going to help you heal up a little bit here. But not by much. Dark Ascension. I think maybe trying to see if you can use this for eruptions to maybe get around the Rogue. but he does get himself a bit of a reset, jumping on top of the rogue, shadow stepping almost through the boxes, almost through the wall, into the waters. Fear onto the rogue. Wait a second, Mary does have a Cloak of Shadows, so might be okay. Mind Games, Void Eruption is going to be a Vanish. Cloak of Shadows, okay, yeah, no, now he's got himself a full reset. I was thinking for a second, like, maybe Mind Games just crits. Maybe Mind Games just randomly crits. Maybe. Because we've seen some fatty crits from that ability before. But I think you have to be playing the Siphon build. And like you Siphon while you have the enemy feared, and then you go for full burst. That used to be a big one-shotter. I don't think that's the case anymore. But it used to be really good. Sonic to Palm as the rogue tried to see if he could break through Palm. At this point, it's just a bit of a back and forth between the rogue and the priest, man. Stun into Mary, trying to go for a couple of dots with a fear to follow. Again, I think you have to fight the rogue away from any kind of pillars, honestly. You have to fight him away from any of the boxes. Because otherwise it's just going to be a reset city for this man. Is it going to be Shadow Crash? Maybe you can make some work of that crash. Rogue is still in combat, trying to go for a couple of backstabs. Taking a bit of dot damage. Maybe Mary will be able just to rot him out with dots. Because Rogue is kind of low. He could get him into the cheat. DP yet again. Wait a second, I think Rogue does end up suffering a slow death. Looks like Palm Pushka does end up winning that one. I'm actually surprised. It was a long, drawn-out game without Rogue going for resets. But Pawn just kept the dots rolling and eventually just bled out the Rogue with damage over time. Drew going to be up next. Try not to have the games go nearly as long this time around. Stun on Drew, could go for a trinket. Mind Games to follow. Any kind of healing Drew does actually going to end up hitting him back. So actually, no, I don't think he even got a Mind Games through. I think it was an interim last second for Drew. My goodness. Does end up taking down the Shadow Priest fairly quickly. What's up next? Is it Antarctica? Is it Antarctica? Is it Jayhawk? I think he's just trying to see if he can catch up to Drug over there. I think Monks are just playing Frogger with one another. Breath by Jayhawk, trying to see if he can get himself a big go. Poly onto Drug, trying to go for big Arcane Surge. Burrow to follow. If Drug is careful, does avoid the Burrow knock-up effect. It's got himself the all the time to reposition in case he ever needs to. It's going to be interrupted for just a second. This is where Jayhawk needs to maximize pressure on the Drug, trying to see if he can blast him out. He's just going to duck behind cover while touching the Magi is on him. Wants to minimize the pressure as best as he can. This is where you really want to get Drug away from any kind of pillars, blasting him out, trying to make some barrages work. Does the Drug play into grounding? I thought it looked like one of the bolts went and grounded into a totem, but I think it just ended up cleaving the totem instead for Jayhawk. So it's good actually. Jayhawk doesn't have to deal with grounding. Drug does have full burst of the ready here. He could unleash all of it onto Jayhawk. If he can maybe interrupt him on Ring of Frost, I think he should be able to unleash full burst though. I think he should be able to make the full play. Lightning Lasso onto Jayhawk does end up going for a trinket, quick fire breath into the face of Drug with a poly to follow him. Does Jayhawk have any damage? Right now he does have touch of the Magi. I honestly think you may want to use the touch of the Magi on cooldown even if you don't have the biggest burst. Does try to go for a kick, missing it. Jayhawk potentially can make a big play. It's going to be a Nova onto Drug for just a second. Thunder to follow to break up Jayhawk for just a second. Touch of the Magi collects some damage, but it's just not enough. This is going to be a big Sunder out of Drug, taking down Jayhawk into an uncomfortable range. Goes in for a full Icebook to try to go for a reset. As a Hex comes out, try to see if he can position a stun to Jayhawk. Knock back last second, got himself a blink, so might be okay. Good been back in there, trying to see if he can blast him out, hammer him away. But at this point, I think Jayhawk's starting to stabilize you a little bit. Polymorph missed it. That's a full burst available right now. Trinket out Drug. Maybe Jayhawk can maybe make some kind of a play. He needs to play it super safe right now if he wants to live this. I've been thinking of a way to give all weapon sets more value for all content so it's not forgotten. Basically, once it hit the item level cap, it cap all equipment, all content, but trash idea. It could give more diversity for build weapon buffs. You think so? Wait, you mean like it caps all weapons from like every expansion? So you mean like old weapons from older expansion would become max level? Depends what you mean, Brago. Actually, I'm interested in what you mean. Big zaps on a Drug, trying to see if he can get on top of Jayhawk. He got himself the Ghost Wolves already. He's gonna go for a quick and miss. Oh, Wolves? What are they doing? Are they attacking Forkbeard? Oh no! Oh no, Fork! Wait, Jayhawk is gonna blast it out by Drugi the way that even though the Wolves are on the wrong target. Breath into a poly, trying to go for big Arcane Surge. Oh my goodness. Drug does end up blasting them out of there though. Big explosive ready, or knockback ready for Drug. Is able to avoid the leg sweep by Antarctica. Wait, is Burrow able to avoid AoE stuns again? Because for the longest time on PCIe, they couldn't big burst onto Antarctica out of nowhere. As they got himself a bit of defense to follow up, and a bit of a diffuse magic to help reduce some of the magic damage from Drug. The man just needs to go for a couple of storm strike, but actually maybe want to play very defensive. It's going to be a big wall available. I don't know if he can really go for guardian spirits. He's really got to play very defensive. Try to see if he can get him some survivability. Wall, keep it alive a little bit here. It's ascendance. Oh, but a touch of the Magi able to blast through a Shaman in the full ascendance. Antarctica is at least able to get himself a bit of a Resetti versus Duel, giving him as much of an opportunity to have a proper 1v1. That would be a cool idea, Brago, but I think a lot of the times people would just refer on people end up just running legendaries from older expansions, I think. Imagine like running that Wrath of the Lich King Shadowmourne legendary, right? Is it Shadowmourne? I think it's Shadowmourne, right? You guys can correct me on that one. But people would just run like legendaries from older expansions, you know, if they scale up to max level at all times. I think it's a cool idea to, you know, it's a cool idea. I just think people would end up they wouldn't have that much weapon diversity. I think instead what it would be is everybody would default to the best weapon for that class and everybody would just be running with that weapon at all times. Original Warcraft Ragnos weapon. It would be cool, don't get me wrong, but I think if you take a look at all the weapons from every expansion and scale them up to max level, right, there's always going to be one that's going to be the best and everybody's going to go for the best one anyway. I think it's going to offer less diversity because everybody's just going to play that one. Big Fisafira at the ready for Duel right now. Goes in for a bunch of kicks, bunch of punches as Antarctica trying to see if he can reverse the damage back into Duel. They're going to pour it out of there towards the center of the arena. Pour for Antarctica. Both monks are going for a bit of reset. Duel realizes he has to get a bit more aggressive. He knows that Antarctica is going for a bit of reheal. But if he can stop the reheal, he'll be okay. In cap for a second. Fisafira locking down Antarctica. Does have a Karma to reverse back to Duel. Duel with the Karma of his own. It's going to be a win of the Karma. Which Karma is going to end up winning right now? Antarctica does get low. It looks like their Karma wasn't able to hold long enough and Duel is able to turn it around. Well done, well done. Synchron Smasher weapon from BFA sells for 250k, or Diver's Folly from BFA. That would be another weapon agility class would use. I mean, Braga right now, like the weapon diversity, like a lot of the strength classes are going to be running the like at least for PvE content, all of them are going to be running the what is it? The weapon from Echo. What's it called? God, help me out, chat. I actually am drawing a blank here so hard. Lexi put a 4-beard as he goes in for a full Tiger's Bomb or Tiger's Fist, Tiger's Thunder Fist. I think it's Thunder Fist. I know that is the cooldown the monks run all the time, but I barely play Windwalker. I really now, and I feel like I should play some Windwalker. There it is. Ash Candy, yeah, Ash Candy, yeah. So like everybody right now defaults to Ash Candy as a strength class, right? So it's like you don't have diversity now, but I think if you had even better weapons than Ash Candy, you probably wouldn't have that much of a diversity either. I think it would be not as like right now it's not super diverse, but I think more weapons wouldn't create diversity. People will still default to like the best assault one. That's I guess what I'm worried about. I think it'd be cool, like just having access to them would be cool. Just the fact that you have so many weapons available. But I think at the end of the day, if people try to play best of slot stuff, it would be like there would be less diversity there. Although it would be cool. Maybe like at least you'll have a weapon for monks, best weapon for rogue, best weapon for warrior, best weapon for DK. But like I think a lot of them would end up being like very, very crossover. Big damage to the forward beard, legs to follow, big kick right after. Oh my god. Just needed a bit of a setup, bit of a reset, and then go for a full go versus the warrior. Not much you can really do. This is going to be Holy Scion trying to see if he can get himself a go versus Duel, trying to give him as much of an honor duel as humanly possible. I do like the honor duels you guys have been offering one another. It does prolong the game into the higher dampening, but at least I love the full-on like respect for one another, at least respect for the sanctity that is the dueling arena, giving the other person at least some sort of a chance to return. Usually in most cases when people give them a chance, they know they can win. Sometimes it's not the case, but in most cases it's like, I know I can win, so I'm gonna give you the chance, because I think it doesn't really matter that much. You know what I mean? Duel gonna try to see if he can dip behind the pillar for just a second, got himself a bit of a soothing miss. Full, actually dodging, I think. Final wreck, able to avoid Holy Scion, but barely though. Holy's just charging out, full crusade for this man, ready to go. But Duel, what do you do in this situation? Holy Scion got bubble bop and everything available. Duel is the one on a little bit of a back foot right now, still trying to go for full recovery. Karma could be a bubble. Blessing of Protection immediately. The BM of Blessing of Protection just doesn't give him a chance to even hold on to the defense and take it about fairly quickly. And up next is either going to be the Warrior Kragar or potentially my boy Grifka. And I think it might just be Kragar. Kragar's running back and forth, maybe waiting for Grifka. Maybe he's the one fighting Holy Scion. I think he may be waiting for Grifka. If Grifka's AFK, we might just have to have Krager go next. But who knows? At least for Holy Side, he's got an opportunity to get himself a proper reset here, yeah? Shout out more to P, yeah? A ton of weapons from vanilla Wrathwitch require heavily reward encoding. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they definitely would need to be reward. But like, I imagine like that would eventually, realistically, I imagine you would be able to do so, right? More options equals less diversity historically. And like, if more options, warriors suck. You think so, Daniel? I think warriors are a lot of fun. But in duel, they need the right matchup. You know what I mean? But yeah, I kind of agree with Jake. Like, even though you have more options, it doesn't mean people are going to utilize those options. I mean, is there opportunity for more options and more diverse builds? Yes. But I think a lot of the times people are just going to play what is the best one. I think the gaming in particular, people got more competitive in gaming. And if you're playing the most competitive option, like, there's no point of playing anything else, you know? You will have some oddballs here, like me, for example, that will try to play someone less optimal just because it's fun. But a lot of times, large swath of the community will end up playing like most optimal builds. Bubble immediately as soon as Grifka tries to go for an opener, tries to see if he can poke at the big bear, the paladin, trying to see if he can land down a consecration around the boxes to make it harder for Grifka to really veer back into the boxes. This is where Grifka actually wants to go away from the boxes, actually wants to change up his position. Blind tickets immediately, Grifka with a stealth. Not even a shot of meld or anything. Holy Side is still not giving Grifka an opportunity to escape whatsoever. It's going to be a cheap shot. As Grifka trying to go for a bit of a go for Holy Side. No more blind available. Trying to see if he can rampage right through the hell bar of the paladin into a disarmer after. Again, consecration down in case Grifka goes around the boxes. He's expected for this rogue to round the bend. He's expected for him just to round the bend. Regenerating, but at 93% dampening. You ain't healing for nothing, Holy. You better go for laying hands whenever you get a chance too. Grifka has himself a shuriken throw. Holy Side, you better be very careful. He's going to open up on you with a cheap shot immediately. Crit shot, rather. This way you want to... I don't know if you survive this. Oh, stun. Wait a second. Hold on. No way. Oh, my God. Holy, no way. Oh, this paladin is a god. Oh, my God. You're kidding me. Are you kidding me? I can't believe it. This paladin is insane. Holy Side, dude. He's been fighting against rogues. He's been trying to deliver justice upon them, and the man was successful. That was incredible. I am in shock. I honestly thought it was over. He had 1 health. Oh no, Grifka, dude. If one ability, if just one auto attack crit, it would have been over. Oh my God. That's definitely gonna be a clip, dude. Do you know how many people hate? Do you know a large portion of WoW community hates rogues? Hates them. And that's perfectly fine. I don't take it personally. It's just part of that class fantasy. I mean, rogues for years, like vanilla, you'll be out there leveling, having a jolly old time, and who was there? Uncle Joey the rogue walks in, shanks you in the back while you're fighting a mob trying to get some farming done. He doesn't let you. You're trying to level your character? It's a rogue, 20 levels, 20 feet higher than you, stabs you. Does not letting you play. GVC, same deal. Wrath, same deal. Kata, same deal. It hasn't stopped, and rogues have been doing this for years, dude. It's not like bad apple rogues do it, too. Not every rogue out there. Although I feel like when you have a couple of rogues do it, everybody like starts to develop a hate of rogues. You throw that hate at every rogue out there, and then you have good rogues that end up getting unnecessary hate that turn bad rogues. And it's just part of the class fantasy. So I'm sure everybody in the community is going to be like, oh my God, yeah, get that rogue out of here. Let's get another one going. What arena did we do, man? We got all our arenas out of the way. We got everything we could do. I guess Black and Cold again. I agree. The community hates rogues because we have a reputation for gankers. Dude, yeah. I mean, we are, not only are we gankers, we are cheap, we are unfair, we have 1 billion stuns, multiple escapes, we can literally stay in stealth like cowards. Like, it's just been years and years and years of community just building up this, like, hate on rogues. Even if you don't PvP, you probably still hate rogues, right? You're doing some mythic pluses, you're doing a big pull, everybody dies, but the rogue gets to vanish and stay alive or whatever, right? The rogue is the class that doesn't ever die. He has 1 billion defensive options, super good in mythic pluses. But at some point, people ran double rogue for BFA just because rogue was that stinking good. They're super defensive, super tanky. They got Shroud. They literally got Shroud. Like a unique thing that is great in MM+. So like, I feel like the community definitely has a hate against rogues. But again, I don't take it personally. But man, I'm sure some people are going to be happy with that clip, dude. Like this hate of rogues is almost like religious. It is crazy good. It's crazy. Switch. But I kind of like that about WoW. How people are super passionate about it. You know what I mean? Jayhawk gonna be over on Team 1 versus Shadow Piece? I don't even know. Shadow Priest? I think it's supposed to be Shadow Priest, but I think he missed the R. So it's like Shadow. So it's Shadow Priest. What mine is the R? Shadow Priest? I am not sure. Gonna be immediate Icebox on the Jayhawk really early on though. Stunned by Shadow. Trying to see if he can go for big damage. Dark Ascension, full Void Eruption. Gonna be able to get the horrifying effects on the Jayhawk. Maybe one, maybe second bolt right now. Oh, second bolt does connect. Mind Games, Mad Burst. Jayhawk is done. Oh! Shadow just blasted this man into smithereens. My goodness. That was incredible. Also, do you know that this man is running Shadow form right now? It doesn't look like Shadow form, does it? There is a couple of shades, couple of effects of shade across his body, but that's a new Shadow form. It's a new, not a new Shadow form. It's a new glyph of Shadow form. It's like lessened shadow, so you can actually see the Mog of the Priest. But we can see the man die with his full-on beautiful Mog. This is going to be dispersed. This is going to be Antarctica up next. Trying to see if he can get himself some big pressure onto Shadow. Shadow does have himself a bit of a desperate prayer. But the man definitely is in a desperate situation. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Does go for a juke on a kick, but I think it's just might be done. Oh, touch of death. I was expecting for touch of death earlier though. I was wondering why touch of death wasn't going off. But that Shadow Priest got some burst, man. That guy got some damage. I do like Jayhawk playing some Fire Mage though. I think that's really good. I also want to see if Jayhawk ever will play Frost, because I don't think we've seen a Frost mage in these duels at all. Although, oh my god, Grifka! Grifka! As soon as the monk doesn't have a trinket, Grifka just puts the boy in the dirt. What is happening? Rogues, man, I'm surprised they haven't touched us whatsoever. What is this? It feels like anytime a class is a little strong, they just like immediately hit him. But as soon as it's a rogue, they're just like, oh, okay, rogue has great. I guess we did nerf us a couple of times, but it's not like it matters. Big secret technique still just burns right through people either way. Big damage on the Forkbeard. Immediate vanishes as soon as his burst is gone. He's not even gonna get touched, not even gonna get hit. He's just gonna go for a full reset until he can get himself some full cooldowns. What is it? What dot is on you? That or you just shifting it out of stealth? Maybe you should try to see if you can draw a Forkbeard back over to you. Did you put a rupture on the guy? Hopefully you did, because that second wind otherwise is gonna kick in. He did put a rupture. He literally went through his opener just to make sure he can leave him with a long bleed, to make sure he can deny him any kind of healing. Forkbeard may want to use some cooldowns, using big defenses. ASUS getting hit by secret technique. That is going to be his shield from Spore Cloak. Disarm for a second, cannot really do much. Trying to see if he can make some kind of play versus Grifka. A bit of a big damage is up for just a second, able to get himself a little bit of few hits though. Carving through Grifka for a moment, got him at least to half his health. But if he can only reconnect, he needs to find a way to reconnect to Grifka, and then he might be able to make some kind of a play here, potentially. But we will see. Forkbeard trying to see if he can get himself a better angle versus Grifka with a full Shadow Blades opener. It's going to be a Shadow Strike, Kid shot, full burst to the ready. Does Forkbeard have a... He got no answers, but can he survive those big visitors back-to-back Shadow Strike? Oh, doesn't even give him a chance. My goodness, with Kragar? No, mind, not Kragar, not Kragar. It's only Grifka out here. It's actually just down to Holy Saya and Pampushko. Really? Grifka just not letting these boys an opportunity to play whatsoever. Who's going to be up next versus this rogue? Not every rogue, but too many. Too many, man. Too many. Dude, my first Mythic Plus season going to post a Vortex Pinnacle now? Yo, Vortex, if you ever wanted me to help you get some Mythic Plus out of the way, I can always bring an ult, my guy. Can help push up some keys, get you a bit of gear, yeah? Because I need to do some keys in my ults anyway. So I'll be down to play with you sometime. Yeah, would have to work everything basically to mix the Diablo systems. I think it's not a bad idea, Brago, but then we need to make like... They would probably need to make some kind of cool weapons with multiple effects for classes, so there's a lot more variety. Gonna be a cheap shot onto Pampushka. Mad oh my god, doesn't even matter. He just got himself a bit of an opener. It's just over. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? He trinketed too and it didn't matter. He tried to save his disperse for later because like you're not gonna trinket and disperse a rogue's opener immediately, right? Holy Sai is a little different though. He is the kind of guy that will trinket everything, bubble everything in the opener, especially if it's Grifka. Trying to see if he can deny the rogue any kind of reset. Does he walk back into consecration? Almost, maybe. No, Grifka I think makes a full-on escape. He does make a clean escape out of here. My goodness. Holy Sai better find himself a better positional because you don't want to be letting Grifka get himself resets behind the pillar whatsoever. Picking up the eye, trying to keep his vigilant watch. Keeping a lookout for the rogue. As long as the rogue hides behind stealth, he'll be okay. As long as he got himself a pillar, he'll be fine. Mary, you may want to just come out of stealth. Mary, you may just want to come out. You don't want to be out here in the open. If he sees a stealthy route, wait, hold on. Whoa. I think they're changing the script. Hold on. I think they're changing the script. They don't want Grifka to be the 1v5 master here. I think instead, Kraken decided, you know what? I'm actually going to fight Holy. I want to get a chance here. I want to finally get a chance to play. So Holy at least does not need to fight a rogue. He can wait until later. That actually might be good for him. Get himself a couple of matches, a couple of wins here, a couple of potential kills, and then fight a rogue when there's super high dampening. By then, he probably should have his cooldowns available, hopefully. We will see. But it looks like Krager is switching it up with Holy Saya. Is going to be fighting him instead, by the looks of it. Trying to see if he can mount up, give himself a bit of reset. Holy Saya sitting down for a bit of a breather behind the pillar, but Krager doesn't really give him too much time to go for recovery. Into a spell reflect, does not get to dodge or does not get to reflect the hammer of justice, but is able to at least dampen some of that holy damage. Blessing of protection as Kraken wants to unleash the full Odin's Fury, but he's unable to. That is a full-on blade, not unlike it was fire damage way back in the day. So Kraken trying to see if he can escape. Holy Saya is best possible, full blind to follow. As Holy Saya does go in for a final wreck. Kraken does not have a lot of health to work with. Got himself a lot of borrowed health though. This is very limited. Another borrowed health with Rallying Cry. He's gonna have very little health once all those effects fade all at once. He's gonna be literally at 1 health. He's better start recovering. Trying to play into the second win. Letting second win help him recover little by little while he's behind the pillar. As long as he hasn't taken damage in combat, he'll be okay. And looks like he's able to mitigate it. Looks like he's able to mitigate Holy Saya pretty well. Although those judgments are going to go through him either way. The Hodge to follow doesn't reflect for just a couple of seconds during a bit of that Crusade Wings. Krager trying to go for Shockwave. Holy Saya busting out the trinket into a blessing of sanctification. Trying to reduce any kind of more CC from Kragar. Anything that follows afterwards. Krager got himself full self-kill available. Holy Saya just trying to see if he can escape and trying to deny Krager any of those blood. There's just walking away from the guy. Full burst for Krager. Holy does not have access to bubble anymore. Wait, actually, Holy might just die to the Krager. Wait, stun to follow, turning around. Does end up taking him out. Oh my goodness. Is it going to be Grifka now? I think Grifka, I don't think you can send Grifka next. I don't think you can Oh, come on. Oh, no. Rogue just got all cooldowns back. I think just said, like, I don't know, Drug. Drug, I think, is a more even fight right now. At least they give an opportunity for Holy Side to go for a bit of a reset here. Grifka's master plan? Maybe, yeah. Maybe that is, send in Krager, let Krager force all the cooldowns on a Holy Saya, and then Grifka is gonna go back in there while he's got full cooldowns. Holy's like, dude, my cooldowns, at least he was able to plan stuff around the rogue, but throwing a warrior at him? Yeah, dude, it's not fair. I feel you on that. Honestly, I feel you. He's struggling out here. He's trying his very, very best. I think you guys would have to send Drug. I think Enhancement Shaman versus a Paladin is as much of an even match as it can be, honestly. Holy's trying to leave the arena. He's trying to see if he can climb up the walls. He's trying to escape this. He's like, I don't want to be here. Oh my god. Yeah. He's just waiting for these rogues, man. At this point. He's got what, bubbled for 20 seconds? 20 seconds on the trinket? Yeah, I don't really know what they're gonna do for this match. I really think you guys should send Drug. Honestly. But maybe it's gonna be Grifka. Mercy? Mercy, dude. Give this man some mercy. That or maybe Grifka might just have to, I don't know, open up on Holy Saya without stealth or something. Just with backstabs. I guess it doesn't really matter for Rogue, right? He can always walk in, gouge, and then go for dance and kidney shot. Gonna be Holy Saya with a wall. Gonna have to find a way to fight through these rogues, man. Gonna have to do his very best here. Disarm as Grifka goes in for a gouge, looking for yet another reset. Holy Saya was opened up on pretty tough by Grifka. Into the smoke bomb, should be able to find himself an escape. Step with a shadow step and a sap, but that's gonna be Shield of Vengeance popping on Rogue. I'm surprised they didn't put him in combat, actually. Very surprised by that. And Holy Saya, all he can really do is sit down, get himself a little bit of food. He wants to make sure he doesn't give these rogues any opportunity to find restart behind the pillar. Bubble immediately. Grifka does get hit with stun. Cloaker shadows to try to avoid a Hodge. He's going to try to see if he can shut us up away. But looks like Holy Saya is able to stay on him as best as possible. That was a shadow melt on the rogue. Trinket to follow. Got himself evasion right after him. Holy Saya, as long as he got those Holy Strike hits, he might be able to bypass the evasion entirely. Holy Saya taking a lot of damage to his health bar. Try to see if he can stay on top of Grifka as best as possible. Rogue does have multiple vanishes available, so you should be okay. He has a blind in case he ever needs to. Holy Saya needs himself recovery. A blind to follow Trinkets out of it. Keeping Grifka in combat. Next stun is going to be deadly. He may need to use summon right now. Keeping the rogue kind of low, actually. Wait a second. Does Grifka die to the dots? He's got some kind of a dot on him. Shadow Flame, maybe? No. He's actually okay. Holisai doesn't need recovery. I don't know if he's got a wall or anything. If he has a wall for this next go, he might be okay. Is this a wall? Does Griff have burst? Wall last second for secret technique. Lets him survive. Cheap shot locking him down. Disarm, but shield of vengeance is up and active. Got himself full wake of ashes versus Grifka. Does he get any dot damage? He needs this a little bit more. Cheat death out of the rogue. Blind to follow before he can get himself a reset. Consecration to follow right after. Does it take him? Oh my god, no way. Oh, no way, Holy Saya. No way, this paladin, dude. Griff got 3. Oh no. Well, he doesn't go back up, dude. He's not gonna let these rogues hold him down at all. That is incredible. Man, the random switcheroo. You had to fight a rogue, and then all of a sudden the warrior charged at him. Now he's cooldowns all kinds of stuff, and he still has to fight the rogue. My god. This guy is the rogue eliminator. God, I love that. Oh my god. It was so close, dude. It was so close. Grifka almost had him. But man, it's twice in a row now. He gets so close and then just gets him. Griff, love you, man. Yo, Sai, dude. That's Sai right there. No disrespect to your Grifka. He appreciates you as a dueling competitor. We need Onomas, chat. Onomas. I know we're getting kind of late into the night, but we need Onomas. If we have more bodies, let's get him up and running. Onomas, boys. He's a really good player. I agree. He does really well. I will say this, Grifka, while he's a good player, he is very much a rogue player. I guess we'll get Evoke, yeah. Oh, Master Food. I'm gonna grab Evoke the Food just because I want to see more Evoker. We don't see enough Evokers in these arenas. Wait, we got 2 spots. No! I guess he'll get you in, Master Food. I can put you in. We got 2 missing. We're okay. Hold on. Oh, man. Okay, Master Food, if you come back in, we'll be okay. Is Krager done for the night? He's good to go. He wants to play more. Okay, we're good. We're Gucci. It is super late over in the that's whole Slavic region, the Western Europe side, but you don't want to keep playing, so it's awesome. Run through rogues, 1 outlaw, 1 assassin, 1 subtlety. Honestly, dude, honestly. Also ran double assassin, really high tyrannical keys in Legion. Oh yeah, I guess there was some double assassin Legion keys, weren't there? Yeah, but in Legion, assassinate. I remember subtlety being like a good spec too, but I remember assassination played because of the leeching poison and how that could be good for self-survivability. Yeah, it's painful to see Ogrimmar empty. It's only on the RP realms. The thing is with the RP realms, Ogrimmar, like it's late, right? It's like 2 AM on EU, so it is going to be pretty empty, but also it's an RP realm. Let me show you. This is Argent Dawn. So there's going to be some spots in Argent Dawn that are going to be kind of empty, and other spots are going to be... Oh, Pampashka, hey, how you doing, my guy? But some spots are going to be like filled. I need to go to Silvermoon City. If you want to see a full city, you'll most likely find it in Silvermoon. I used to play on a server called Romus Accord. It is an RP realm. I didn't really RP. I did like some of the events people did, because there was some cool community events people did. Like there was people would meet up in like Dalaran, like you know that old Wrath Dalaran, like at top of the tower that you can go up in, very top of the tower. People would basically have like a party there, and they would just like dance around, and throw toys around, and a dude would end up doing like an online DJ thing, and they would have like a professional DJ setup. That's basically what they do as their job, but like on the weekends they do this like local DJ hosting for like on their server or whatever, and they would have people not call in, but like write in for like some of the music choices and you remix them in. It was really cool. Just a lot of people would hang out all the time. That's all they did. It was really neat. 1:32 a.m. Yeah. Normally on RP Realms, this is the place where people would hang out in. At least on Romus Accord. Is this in specifically? I don't know if that's still the case. I guess we'll find out here, yeah? No. It's empty. Do people hang out somewhere else on Argent Dawn? Normally this place would be like filled on the NA realms. I wonder if people have moved on to the Dragonflight zones by now and do their events or whatever in the Dragonflight zones. Possibly. Or maybe it's just how it is on the EU this late at night, because it is late. I know on NA though, even at like a late night, you'll have a bunch of people degenning in the game, just doing nothing, just hanging out. Okay. 1 sec. 1 second. We still need Onomas, boys, if you guys want to join in. But Krager team is ready. I want to see if I can maybe invite somebody. It is late, so there's only a handful of people we can get in here. But I want to see if there's anyone else we can get. Jester? Hold on. Hey, Jester. Hey, Jester. Wanna join my ghost friend? They're probably RPO with dragons. Who knows, right? I wanted to see if I can find them, but I guess it was proven wrong. So I wonder where else they hang out in Argentine. I'm pretty sure if you go to Moonguard, though, it's always full, right? I'm pretty sure. I'll bet my bottom dollar that Moonguard's probably packed still to this day. Or Goldshire, rather specifically. Not Moonguard, Goldshire. I want to see if we can maybe get him in. Kudako? Does he want to join in? Hey, Kudako. Hey, Kudako. Got a spot. Grain? Ooh, yes, there is. Just for you, my guy. Just for you. We got Talaran, boys. We're Gucci. Yo, give Tel a chance to play. Honestly, I'd be okay if you boys even gave Tel preferential treatment to give him the first shot in the duel. You know what I mean? I'd be cool with that too. Just let it get a chance. Let it get a chance to play. Alrighty. We are... I want to make a lead, right? Alrighty. Cool. What arena do we do? We did we do Blade's Edge? I like Blade's Edge. So we'll do Blade's Edge, just because I like it. GS bad, yes, Goldshire bad, so shade. Oh yeah, no. Oh, what foul, oh, what is this? What is it being called? Pornshire for a little bit instead of Goldshire? Imagine somebody telling just like about Goldshire and the debauchery that goes on there. Oh, what is this place? Where is it? Just so I know how to avoid it. You know what I mean? Where is this place of debauchery? Just so I know to avoid it. Yeah. We know that's what you're trying to do. How are you doing, by the way, Shane? Hope you're having a wonderful evening, man. But yeah, I do wonder where the Argent Dawn dudes are at now. Wait, do we have 4 versus 4? What is this? One missing on each team? With the loading in, because I know we got Talion just now. But maybe it's... Oh, there we go. Well, we got Tel. I don't know about Team Krager. They may be still missing a guy the entire match, but we'll see, right? My goodness. By the way, EU boys, you guys caught up to NA easily when it comes to 5V5 1V1 DUELS. Alright, Team Krager, they may be missing a guy, but we're just gonna play it out. They'll probably have it like have the guy loaded in soon though. Which. Got ourselves, oh god, I gotta close that real quick. Yeah, cool. Almost broke my UI. Gonna be Antarctica on that team. Invoke the Foot. Jayhawk gonna be first up on that team versus Masterfoot as the Pharaoh just trying to see if he can unleash all the dots. Actually played it. So, what is that bite? What was that bite? Jayhawk's health. I freaked out more than his health bar. Wait, big damage by Jayhawk out of left field. Masterfoot catching up all that healing ice block last second. What is this? These boys are bringing in some of the biggest bursts out there out of nowhere. Masterfoot trying to see if he can camp out versus Jayhawk, sending out the swarm. Immediately gonna be yet another bite as a root comes out. Jayhawk gives himself a little bit more survivability, kind of stand next to Krager. He's just gonna get burned by that mastery in a bit here. Gonna be a breath. Does he have Cauterize? Cauterize last second. He needs some kind of recovery right now. He needs something to finish out the Feral Druid. Can he do it? Oh my goodness, that was a lot of damage. Masterfoot trying to see if he can escape the Evoke the Foot as the Evoker charging him. He does himself a decent angle versus the Feral Druid. Got himself big disintegrates. As long as he doesn't get interrupted, he'll be okay. Trying to see if he can back up out of there. Big mastery bursts to the ready. Masterfoot trying to be very, very careful with it. Evoke the Foot. If he's careful, he can get those disintegrates as Masterfoot goes behind the filler. If he's fast on the draw, he should be able to lock him down. Trinket to follow. Trying to see if he can get some big damage. Big fire breath to follow. Big damage on a Masterfoot. Does he get to escape this? Big shadow on him. Into a disintegrate. Almost taking him down. Got himself that survival. Last second coming back up as he got himself Heart of the Wild into a Skull Bash. Walls available for Evoke the Foot. Backing up out of there for just a second by the looks of it though. This is going to be Masterfoot with a regrowth into a stun onto Evoke the Foot. I like the name though, Evoke the Foot. What does that mean? It's supposed to be fruit by the foot, but Evoke the Foot. Wait, it's Master Fruit versus Evoke the Foot. Foot and fruit. The two names. Why is it so close? In my brain, they're just like very, very close names to one another. Stun onto Evoke might have been a bit of trouble. All the blades, at least you can remove them together with the Cauterize So at least he can get himself in a decent spot. Big procs on the Masterfoot does have himself the Skull Bash. Evoke the Foot may be in a bit of trouble trying to see if he can catch up on healing. He has a Renewing Blaze and he can also remove all his bleeds. I think he's waiting until the next time there was a full Feral Frenzy, but Masterfoot does not get himself a proper stun open onto Masterfoot though, or onto Evoke the Foot. Big Disintegrate off of that stun. Eternity Surge, potentially big damage. Barkskin up right now for Masterfoot, trying to see if he can tank up this damage, but Evoke the Foot got himself plenty of beam and damage versus the Feral. Big Firebend to follow, does get himself the dot, trying to go for a Skull Bash. Evoke the Foot needs something right now. Needs to remove those dots as best as he can. Does not remove the dots just yet, but eventually he might wanna. He doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, so his self-healing is actually very limited. Doesn't walk out back up last second, but I think it's over. Masterfoot does end up playing out the mana on the Evoker, which is kind of rough. Palm Pushka gonna be up next as a Shadow Priest charging in. Masterfoot looking for a bit of an escape behind the pillar. Try to see if we can back up out of there. I'm well, thanks. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. My sleep schedule is really bad, Shane. So I woke up with a headache, woke up super late, and I'm just gonna have to take it easy for the next few days, man. It just, this week has been a rough one for me. Tuesday where we just didn't even sleep that night, that day at all. It just kind of, I hope to reset my sleep schedule, but I didn't catch up any sleep at all since then. Gonna be Pumperska, low health, big bites to fall. It does, you got the Skull Bash, but I don't think it matters. Mind Games to fall, maybe get some recovery. Void Torrent, maybe it'll be enough. Masterfoot trying to see if he can keep the pressure rolling onto the Shadow Priest. Disperse to follow right after. This is where Pumperska needs himself some recovery. Powered Life, barely keeping him alive, but it doesn't even matter. Masterfoot just unleashes the Feral Druid Carnage. The Feral Druids are so strong right now, man. My goodness, they did give him a little bit of rework, a couple of good talents here and there. So now, like, and I don't know if you're playing that one talent where Shred makes you do 8% more damage to the target, but maybe Dalaran is up next. This is the man that is the Feral Druid Slayer. Dalaran combats rogues and Feral Druids alike. He's able to juke out Masterfoot on his leap, does not let him catch him into a quick charge as he's trying to see if he can run the bend. Blaze Storm to make sure he's unstoppable for a good bit, trying to stand up with Masterfoot as best as he can as he does go in for the wall. Is this NA or EU? Ultra, we do these on Friday on EU. So today is EU, but tomorrow is going to be NA if you want to join us. Dalaran trying to see if he can blast out Masterfoot as best as he can even catch up to him. Feral's mobility is absolutely just incredible. Trying to see if he can stay away from Dalaran as best as humanly possible. Big old stun. Dalaran, a stun back onto Masterfoot. Trying to see if he can blast him out really quickly into a Stormbolt. Big Executes right after one another, but it's going to be Masterfoot looking for a bit of a resetting right now. Might be in a good spot. Maybe, hold on. He got himself in the heart of the wild, but it's going to be Frenzy. It's going to be a quick stun as Dalaran tries to go for a charge. Second charge to follow, but he's able to slow him down by quite a bit with those rakes. Leap around the corner, trying to go for big Executes. Dalaran just got himself. He got the Feral in his sights. He got his blade ready to go. He's ready for them Executes, ready to chop up the Feral into bits, but Masterfoot does not let it happen. Stormbolt, I think it might be over off the Blaze Storm. Yeah, it's over. It's over. I'm pretty sure Dalaran plays into the Unhinged Warrior build, doesn't he? Where Mortal Strikes come out whenever you Blaze Storm. Because that seems like a really good combo. Up next, it looks like it's maybe Krager giving Dalaran a chance here. Giving him a bit of that honor duel by the looks of it. Or is it going to be... I think it is, right? Or is it the Rogue? Is it Grifka? I'm not even sure who's going to be next. It looks like Krager and Tartica are both on the sides of this. I don't even know if they're like mediating or what. I'm not even sure really. Where's my phone? Hold on a sec. Getting a phone call, but I ain't gonna answer it. I'm not gonna be like a hermit, not answer phone calls at all. I'm out here dueling. I guess maybe they're giving Dalaran an opportunity. By the way, I love that look with the mount. I gotta get myself one of those. It looks gorgeous. It is a pretty long grind to get one going, but it looks absolutely fantastic. Big fan. Is it actually going to be Grifka? Or is it going to next? It is a Grifka? I'm not even sure if it is Grifka. I think we're still trying to figure out who's going to be next. Because Cell does have all his cooldowns available. Is it going to be Krager? I think we're still trying to figure out what's happening. Maybe it is Grifka, maybe it's Krager. I'm not even sure. I guess we're waiting here, boys. Get to sleep, Dal. Get the real stuff that matters. Neither you nor us again will get anything from being... Well, hold on, I can't even read. Neither you nor us gain anything from you being wasted and able to make content. True. Wait, it is going to be Grifka opening up. It is going to be Grifka. I didn't even notice for just a second. All right, Grifka after the opener. Does he get a full dot on Dalaran? I think he does have a rupture. No, second one is catching him back up. His second is catching him back up. Grifka made a mistake. Dalaran still has a chance. By the way, I like his Warriors look, by the way. I can never replicate it whenever I do my thumbnail stuff. Gonna be a stun onto Grifka. Trying to see if he can reverse the damage back on the Talarion with not a lot of health to really work with. Does damage to Grifka for a second. Got himself a Warbreaker. Blaze Storm trying to go battle stance. Evasion up for Grifka. Able to avoid a lot of this damage. Fear by Talarion. Needs himself a little bit of health recovery. I don't really know if he can go for a stun to Grifka. Does go for the big bleed with a roar as well as a parry. Damage reduction is going to help him a little bit. Grifka is melting right now health wise. He's not in a great spot. He needs to find a way to break through a Talarion. I think it still is a bleed on you, right? Off of Vanish? Yeah, there's still a bleed. Can Talarion recover? Can you reconnect? Charges out over to Grifka. Is it still a dot on him? No, I think he's been able to avoid the dot this time around. This is going to be ice picked up by Talarion. As long as he doesn't take too much damage, he does still have a dot rolling on him with that rupture. So Grifka made sure to leave Talarion bleeding so that he does have a harder time getting himself full second wind recovery. Got himself Reflect Blaze Storm in case Grifka randomly opens up on him. He doesn't. I think he's just trying to buy himself as much time until the rupture is over. Cheap shot. Talarion may take a lot of damage. I think it might just be over. Does he have survivability? I think it's done. Oh, rough. That is rough with Antarctica trying to see if he can roll into Grifka, but immediate blind is going to stop him in place. And Grifka looking for a full-on reset. Antarctica, does that Fae ever, like, can that get rogues out in the open? I mean, I guess it can, right? Depending on how it draws itself. But I've never really seen that thing draw itself around like a wall. I think that would be kind of neat, huh? Just have it randomly draw itself around a wall. But it's going to be Antarctica waiting off for Grifka the Rogue. Does he get himself a proper go? Can he get himself a proper go versus the Rogue? Cheap shot, opener, Karma, immediately. Grifka does try to see if he can get himself a cheap shot onto Antarctica, but trying to be very careful with that Karma for the time being. Got himself a Battle Master Trinket too. We're going to quick reset. As Antarctica trying to see if he can AO him out, will not be able to easily. That is a shadow step by the Rogue. Someone's still keeping him out of stealth, but looks like I think it's over. There's Grifka back in the stealth, back in the reset. Faye does not reach him whatsoever. It's going to be immediate kill shot. Trinket available for Antarctica? No. No way. No. You kidding me? Did everybody get deceived or is it just me, chat? I just got deceived. Oh no, dude, the server issues. The server issues. Did all of us get hit? Hold on a second. Can I move? It's not letting me move. Did everybody decede? I can't target anybody. Wait a second. Hold on. Can I reload? Oh no. What the? Okay. We got a nice little skyline. I don't have a target to swap to. What happened? Yo. We were apparent. So when we started the stream, we were notified that EU was having some bad issues with their servers, and we were flying fine up until this match. Oh, it's over, isn't it? It happened till 19. No! Oh no! It just hit us, boys. Well, I think we had ourselves a hell of a run up until. Yeah, this is the first time we actually got hit by GC. Well, that match is over, I guess. Oh no. Это будет последнее для... yeah, okay, are we ready? I don't know if it means that he's ready for one more or whatnot. I guess that arena's over. Just like that. I'm gonna guess Grifka would have won that one, but I have no idea. Oh my god. Alrighty. Hold on, let me ask him. Let me ask him real quickly. Russian. How do you say in Russian? Try to ask Kragar, was... Chat, if you guys are Russian speakers, how would you ask Kragar? I'm trying to ask him. He says, "Это будет последнее для я." Последнее для. Basically, you got Kren the winner. Yeah, Kren's the winner. He's asking, this is gonna be my last one. I don't know if he means like the game we just played is the last one, or this next one is the last one. Эта игра, это которая мы сыграли последняя или один следующая или шея? Hopefully I got it right. Okay, if he sounds it out, it's gonna make some sense. I don't know if I use the right letters. There's a letter sh and a letter sh. they're so close you wouldn't be able to tell, but the one, you use one or the other depending on the sentence you're trying to write. They're both very, very similar, but one makes like a SH sound, and the other is more like, next. Okay, next. Okay, so we good for one more. Cool. What arena do we do, man? What arena do we do? Okay, we're ready. What am I chat? What arena do we do, man? Kragar, I gotta make a decision. And Jesus. Black or cold? Let's do black or cold. I like black or cold. Last one for the night, please. It's probably last for him. He didn't finish the sentence. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I was trying to figure out, what the sentence meant. Is it like, hey, this last one we just played, that was last for me. I'm out, dog. Thanks for the games. Or is like, is this next one that we're doing? That would be the last one, right? I don't know which one he meant. That's why I needed to clear it up. Maybe it does make sense. It just, I lost a little bit of that Russian, where I just can't tell, right? So this is why I needed clarity. You see one player called there. Yeah, this weird, man. First DC, man. This is the first DC. We've had DCs before, but it's very uncommon. Very uncommon. But yeah, if you're like almost done on 19 and everybody DCs and it just kicks you out, that's gotta be the worst feeling ever, man. At least I give you the credit. At least give us the credit. Blizzard, if you're gonna DC me with servers from a 19, we were about to finish it, about to time it. At least give us the credit for the dungeon, but give it like untimed credit or whatever, right? At least like, okay, at least the vault. At least the vault slot. At least like, at least not time wasted. But man, that's rough. Alright, boys. Onomas, last one for the night. And then we're done ski, yeah? Alright, switch. Got ourselves Grifka over for the team one. Not gonna be first, I think. It looks like it's gonna be Never Play Ellie. Never Play Ellie as an elemental shaman. Is he just an elemental player, but he realizes how it plays and he's like, yo, boys, don't play Ellie. Don't play Ellie. That or I never play Ellie, but first time play Ellie, but every time he plays Ellie, first time, mad damage on Antarctica, elemental shaman blasted him out, karma to follow, just try to see if him and Zuen could just see if he can maybe blast out, never play Ellie. He got him some wall, guardian spirits and everything, frost shocks, earth shocks, he can't really touch the guy at all, maybe another knockback, try to see if he can close the gap, finally able to get some distance in onto never play Ellie, finally able to get some physical damage in there, but still super low on health, could be in a bad spot, trying to go for a bit of healing, as never play Ellie, trying to go for a bit of recovery of his own. Antarctica had no health whatsoever, kind of just on the last leg as never play Ellie, actually charges right around the corner with that high amount of blaster damage, frost shock to fall off of this one, lava burst, and just taking him out. My goodness, wait, they woke away. Hold on, is it a Evoker or is it Kragar? Is it Evoker or is it Telrion? Looks like it's both. Charging out. Looks like it is not Evoker, it is Telrion. Okay, at least they figured it out fairly quickly. At least never play Ellie did not get blasted out with a one shot by those two. Oh, we got a couple of those confusions tonight, but I'll forgive it because it just seems to be just a confusing night. Happens often. Not gonna hold it against anybody whatsoever. We corrected it. I do appreciate how some people get upset when it's like, oh wait, why is this two people jumping on this guy? What's going on? That's totally not up to those. I totally get it, and I like how you guys keep me and the duel people in the duels up to a high standard. Although it just happened a couple of times tonight. I don't know why confusions happen, but they do, and everybody corrects it. So at least like, okay, you know what? We're just gonna blaze past it like it never happened. As never play Ellie. Got himself a bit of recovery coming back in. 30 seconds on that wall. He got himself lots of damage already too. Not gonna see a fire elemental, but the earth elemental can be there to help him out a little bit. Dalaran so far has not been able to crack through the elemental shaman's defenses. And as a warrior, he is at a disadvantage. The amount of knockbacks and roots and everything that never play Ellie has to his as a part of his tools for this duel. The amount of knockbacks he has, I mean, if he wants to, he could just make sure that Telrion never reaches him in melee, ever. He always plays super defensive the entire time and never touches him. There's going to be Sky Fury down for never play Ellie for just a second. Telrion trying to see if he can back up out of there. It's either you get knocked around like a beanbag chair or getting wrangled up in a lasso or just frozen, cold feet. There's not much you can really do to finally get yourself a go versus never play Ellie. You do have your Blade Storms though. So if Telrion can play around the avatars and the Blade Storms, he might be okay. Charge in, Warbreaker, Blade Storm immediately, or Warbreaker, Avatar, Blade Storm. Maybe that helps you out a ton, but you really do have to get some kind of a setup. Fear, as he's actually kind of next to Never Play Ellie, not out in the open, kind of has some cover in case he ever needs to. and it's going to be a banner down, but it immediately shocks the banner. Never play Ellie's fast in the draw, sees the banner, kills the banner. Going to be reflect up for Talaran right now, as Never play Ellie just trying to go for a bit of a frost shock, lava burst to follow, going for a bunch of earth shocks back to back, killing surges right after. That's a lot of damage that he's able to do to Talaran. Blaze Storm finally available for Tal. It's going to be leap for Never play Ellie. If he can't knock Tal back, he's going to leap away from him, and you always make sure to save at least a leap available whenever Talaran does finally get on top of him, making sure that Tal can never ever reach this guy ever again, as Tal does have Avatar, but he doesn't really have a lot of ways to close the gap or keep Never play Ellie in place. Able to take down the totems before they stop him into a Warbreaker onto Never play Ellie, immediately knocks him back. Even though he went for a Blaze Storm, did not get to his Blaze Storm fast enough. The fact that he needs to go for a stun, then Warbreaker, then a Blaze Storm, that's a lot of time for Never play Ellie to respond back. He Trinket and knocked him back before the Blaze Storm went off, so by the time Talaran pressed it, he's already mid-air flying, nothing he can do about it. Into a big Skyfever totem available. Tal might just have to take down Skyfever, does go for a defensive stance as he sees Never play Ellie go into full Avatar form. He knows there's going to be a lot of pressure from this man every time he sees it, taking down totems as soon as possible. Never play Ellie right now just get himself lots of earth shocks, lots of frost shocks, lots of damage to the Tal. He needs to get back in there at some point. He needs to be able to blast the guy out. Lava burst flying in, just absolutely sending it. As Tal getting hit with a freeze yet again. More lava flying in. That's going to be Never play Ellie. Just an absolute volcano erupting so much magma out of his fingertips. But a fear and a reset for Tal may be the play. Battle stance does have a dot on him, looking for a bit of recovery. He does have a major in with Jayhawk Wizard providing everybody the refreshments he needs. Reflect up until Never play Ellie pretty early on. Into a shockwave. Does to give himself a proper Blaze Storm. Finally, proper Blaze Storm. Never play Ellie needs himself mobility. Does go for a burrow underground, trying to see if he can escape Tal. Is he able to knock him for a second? Uses that big charge. Oh, again, plants a banner, but immediately Never play Ellie's on that banner. Finally, he got some bleeds on this guy though. Wait, is Tal playing Dragon Rage? Hopefully he's playing Dragon Rage Bleed, because if he plays Bleeds, I think the Bleeds is how he wins it. Rend, normal Mortal Strike, Dragon. I think that's how you win this. It's just you keep the Ellie at least dotted. That's about all you can do. You can't touch him, but at least if you put some dots on him, you might be okay. Switching between defensive stance and battle stance is going to be integral for Tal. Actually put in a bad spot. Doesn't really have a lot of line of sight. We got a pin against the rebar here. Not much you can do. Big lava bursts are available for Never play Ellie. He got himself the primordial knockback. Parry up for Tal. That's just not a great spot. Reflect and back a freeze back into Never play Ellie. At least he's able to counter it to some degree, but it's still dotted. Fire elemental right next to him. Goes in a bit over the battle stance. Might as well start attacking the fire Ellie at this point, yeah? You might need to play super defensive now, but at this point, I don't really know. Can you escape the shaman? Can you somehow turn it around versus an elemental? Because we've seen elementals this week just absolutely dominate. Trick it out for Never played Ellie. Last I want to tell, I think it might just be over. Does he have any more damage to follow after? Earthshock, Reflect is up in case there's a freezing trap. Fear to follow, Tal get himself a little bit more health. Leaping away, does he have any dots on himself? He might be okay if he can get himself. Wait, no, Masterfoot, what are you doing? No! Don't attack him! Don't auto him! Oh, I think Masterfoot auto and him might have denied him second wind. That's a big mistake. Just let him auto, just let him duel. Don't auto attack him, please. I know you didn't do a lot of, wait, are you shredding him? You did not just shred him. Masterfoot, you did not just come up and shred the guy. You gotta be kidding me. Just back away. If you can't hold your claws to yourself, back away, fella. Big damage on the Never played Ellie. Guys trying to see if he can get himself an escape. Lava burst getting sent in, and it's gonna be a banner down for Tal either way. Both of them are super low. Last to follow, Trinket out of it. Wait a second. Oh my god, Tal does end up recovering it. No way, Tal lifted. That elemental shaman was just blasted through the team, but Tal was able to take him down. It took down the top threat of that team. And the team one is at least giving him a chance. Respect to let him catch up on a little bit of health. Whoever's going to be up next, one of these rogues, they're almost like lined up to try to go up versus Tal. And it looks like at the front of the line might be Masterfoot, that or Grifka. Oh my goodness, that was incredible. That was crazy. Oh my goodness. No worries, bro. Guys, Russian is weird. Russian is weird, man. Russian is weird. And I'm forgetting it too. It has to be my prime language, not anymore though. Would it be a nightmare why hardcore isn't for me? Played original vanilla, but screw that. Yeah, with hardcore, then we need to be very careful. Like if there's server issues, then we need to basically give everybody who's playing or died in hardcore, like, hey, had server issues, it's not your fault, it's on our end, your hardcore character is not deleted. We're just gonna rewind the servers back up a little bit for people that did die. Just the players that did die, rewind it back a little bit, right? Because the server doesn't end up ticking and tracking where they are. That's what they would have to do if they did proper hardcore. I think it'd be really fun. Trying to learn Nogala is difficult. I don't understand the language or even the rules. It's a lot of rules, man. It's very situational, like you said. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's true, but actually Russian is fun to speak. It's pretty hard. It's difficult. It is very interesting as a language because it's very specific. If you can learn like the very basics, you can be very specific about it, but it's rough, man. It's weird. Classic records the Shadow Face when it comes out. Might as well, yeah. Shadow might not be that bad, actually. Cheap shot on Tell, big secret technique, does himself the big shield procking as he gets super low, parry up versus Grifka immediately. This is what Tell needs to make sure he's maximizing the value, but after all that is done versus that Elemental Shaman, after him being completely spent, I don't really know what he could do much. Does catch Grifka, stun to follow, Warbreaker, Bladestone, Grifka with immediate evasion, trying to go for a big bleed, should be able to reach Grifka either way. The Gouge to follow for a second, does go into Battle Sense for a moment. Dalaran does have a chicken back up. So maybe can make some kind of a play. Grifka super low on health. He is bled up. Trinket on Cello. Immediate blaze. So no more anything for Grifka. Wait a second. He's just chopping right through the wrong. Wait. He got a bleed on him. Does he wait to reconnect? If he has a way to reconnect back with Grifka, he'll be golden. Sap to follow. Does not have an out for this one. Still a dot roll into Grifka. He's trying to see if he can get him some of the escape. Still dotted though either way. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Tal might be able to leap. Almost gets line of sight of Grifka. Almost gets line of sight, but looks like the rogue caught himself a full reset. Dalaran still holding on to it. No, Trinket actually, never mind. Battle Banner, in case there's a stun by Tal. Grifka, never mind. I'm just getting names wrong right now. Grifka looking for a bit of the first aid. Tal, does he have a Blade Storm? If he's got a Blade Storm, he can maybe deny Rogue a stun. Ooh, goes in for a Stormbolt as it's a stun by Grifka. Does go for the Trinket. Rogue now no longer has a out. As he go for Vanish, just on for just a second. Tell does slow him down. Vanish, charge to follow. Warbreaker right after. He just needs a couple of good bleeds on Grifka, and the might just be dead. Blaze him to follow. Does Grifka go down to the dots? He's got bleeds. He's got bleeds. He's not in a great spot. He got him some CP cup, but eventually the CP cup stops working, and that just only bleeds. Shadow Step right after. Keeping Tell in combat him for a second. Does he get to reconnect? Trying to see if he can get to him. Sap to follow. Doesn't end up breaking out of it. I think it's still dots on the guy. Does he escape? No, not a clean one. Not a clean escape. Stormbolt to follow. Trying to see if he can stay on him. I think it's just an execute away. Blaze him to follow. I think it's done for cheat death right after Grifka does have a blade on him, but I think it's over. Oh, cheap shot to follow. Last second. Trying to see if he can give himself a bit of survivability. Secret technique. Barely any health. How is he still alive? Blind to follow. How are you still alive? Grifka, what is happening? This rogue is just not going to go down without a fight. Leap by the warrior dust. Should have put him in combat. Maybe put a bleed on the guy. Storm charge as he goes in for a smoke bomb. I think it's over, right? One execute is all he needs. One execute. Disarm. He disarmed the rogue just to make sure he doesn't get a weapons back whatsoever. Tell does end up coming out on top with that one. Man. From Never Played Ellie. Okay, Never Played Ellie is back, but he's dead. We'll count him as dead. He's not actually playing. He is dead. Master Fred decided to res him. He is dead. Master Fred decided to res him. Probably shouldn't be resing nobody, but he is dead. It's gonna be from one rogue to the next though. Dalaran, you should be aware you're fighting a rogue. Somebody let this man know he's fighting a rogue, just to make sure he doesn't think he's fighting one of the warriors or the feral. Gonna be immediate Trinket out of Mary Rid though. As he got himself evasion, Dalaran having to go for parry here. It's a lot of damage from the rogue. Goes in for a vanish immediately. Does Dalaran have a bleed onto the rogue? He must have, right? He does have a bleed. Does he jump in there though? He's trying to see if he can leap right in. Mary still has a bleed. Could maybe get him back in combat. Does put him in combat with an auto attack. Cheap shot super DR for Tell. He doesn't have any stops right now. Unless the rogue goes for a blind or something. He actually cannot be stopped. Battle Masters, but it is going to be... Battle Sense rather. But it is going to be a blind. He needs to go back in defensive stance. At least he goes into defensive stance last second. Does he maybe get him out? Cheap shot? I think it was super DR stun. Oh no, Mary, your stuns are a little off right now. Bladestorm, double Bladestorm, doesn't even give a chance here. Oh my goodness. Doesn't give this rogue a chance to even get a stun in between. He is bled up. Looking for a bit of recovery here. Leap by the warrior. Trying to see if he can catch up to Mary. I think still got dots on him. Still got a bleed. Still hurting. Does he catch up to him at all? Sap last second? No, I don't think you're going to get him at this point. Is there still dots on this guy? Is there still... There's no more dots. I was going to say, how long are these dots? It is crazy. As Dalaran is going to try to see if he can maybe catch up to Mary some way, somehow. He needs to wait for the rogue at this point. If he can maybe go for a battle stance, that could help out a ton. Oh! Battle stance is right there. Perfect. Picking up the eye as the battle stance goes down. Mary does not get a long stun at all. Full bleeds onto the rogue. It's only a matter of time until the rogue is done for. The rogue, cheap shot to execute. Oh, it does go down. And Dalaran, who's up next versus? Is it going to be Masterfoot or Kragar? Looks like Kragar's out there messing with the Evoker. It might be Kragar, actually. It might just be Kragar up next. We'll have to wait and see. It looks like it is. At least he's giving Dalaran a chance to get himself a bit of an honor duel. My goodness. It seems that Russian is a lot easier to listen. It seems more audible, you know? It is something that I also can do. Like, listen, once I learned Russian, because I was born in Russia, hearing it and understanding it is pretty easy, but speaking it, it's something I unlearned pretty badly. Like, it's like, I can listen to somebody and I can get the gist of what they're trying to say, or even get the clarity of what they're trying to say specifically, minus a few words that I forgot. But like, I understand it, but speaking it and trying to express it, I almost have to translate. I almost have to think of what I want to say in English, translate it into Russian, adjust it for grammar, and it's just so much work. It's difficult. Krager gonna die? I don't know, man. Krager is a good warrior. I don't know if he's gonna die that easily. Krager versus Tell is a master of arms. He's mastered the arms warrior. Look at this guy, dude. Look at this man. He's rocking that arms warrior blue, dude. He's as blue as his mortar strikes. My goodness. That's gonna be Krager. I think it's gonna be him up next, yeah. As Dalaran got every single defensive available, both of them are going to be fighting each other. 67% dampening. Actually, I think this duel is going to be angled towards Tell, because Krager, part of his playstyle is healing, as if you're where playstyles go. But at this high dampening, he ain't healing much. So I think Dalaran honestly has an advantage. Banner down, Krager having to take it out. Bladestorm after Bladestorm. Krager having to try to see if he can fight through us. Disarm onto Krager for a second. Parry out for Dalaran. And Krager's got a limit on what he can do. Got him so big defensive, but he can't really fight through Tell. Even whatever healing he's got is very, very limited. Stormbolt to follow. I think it just might be over. Does go for Disarm last second, but it's going to be leap for Tell. Charged by Krager. Fear mid leap. It's going to go for Shut him up for a second, but the dots, the bleeds do end up taking him out as a battle master chicken falls off. That's all he needed, is do enough damage. Since the guy can't heal, there's only so much he can do. Feral opening up onto Dalaran. He's definitely walking into this duel unprepared. Feral is trying to make sure he gets himself a proper opener. Tell does not have a parry or nothing. He can only do so much right now. Trying to see if he can go counter-offensive. Bladestorm to follow. Whatever damage he's got, he's going to sink it into Masterfoot to make it harder for him to recover. As the next competitor is, should be able to fight him if you charge him. Looks like they're still trying to figure out who's going to be next over in team 2. Pam Pushko, the Shadow Priest, looks like he's going to be up next. We got Jayhawk in the back. We got Evoke the Foot. Are you guys really rezzing the boys? As long as you guys are not, like, messing in the duel or nothing, letting Masterfoot fight this out, as long as you guys are not, like, intervening, I'm okay with it. Masterfoot is going to have to find a way to dodge all these horror bolts. It's going to be quite a bit of damage, though. The horror of it all. Void Torrent to follow. That's a lot of damage taken. Try to see if we can go for a bit of a reset. Pampushka with a full PI and everything. Pets are active and all that. Shadow Fiend blasting out through Masterfoot. Roots him in place for just a second. There's going to be more tentacles attacking Masterfoot, doing quite a bit of damage though whenever he's out in the open. Trying to see if he can cycle in the pet. Will be able to, at least able to take off some pressure off of his back with that pet no longer attacking him. Also gives Pampushka less resources they can build with insanity building. Pampushka just needs a big execute on the feral druid. He's going to be able to escape the fear last second. No help whatsoever. Does he get to escape? That is a little bit of frenzied region with Heart of the Wild, but at 89% dampening, you ain't healing for nothing. Neither is Pampushka. Big execute does take him. And that's it. Technically, the duel is over. Technically, Team 2 won. Because Kragar and Never Played and Grifko are all dead. So, I don't... You know what? Have a brawl. If you hear this, Team 2, Team 1, have a brawl. Fight each other to the death. Krager, Grifka, you guys get a chance to 2v1 real quickly. Brawl out right now. Everything. Send it. Send all of it. There it goes. There it is. Pampushka, Shadow Priest, trying to go for a bit of disperse fear into Grifka as Krager getting charged out by the Evoker. Full blast damage coming out. Looks like it's a 2v2. It's a 1v1, but a 2v2. Two of them are having 1v1. Grifka actually getting locked down, but Horrible's back-to-back Shadow Strikes are going to let him win his duel, but Kraken was able to slay the dragon, and Jayhawk is literally the last one left. Oh my goodness, what if he did this? A duel where it's just a 2v2, 1v1? Two 1v1s happening at once? That'd be something. Jayhawk literally the last one left. Oh my goodness. Does he maybe get a chance here versus Grifka? I mean, we'll play it out, right? The highest dampening possible. Polly is actually able to live it somehow. G-Pie, I mean, as long as you complete the G-Pie, I think it's just over for Grifka, right? Cloak last second? No way. Icebug for Jayhawk. If we can just deny Grifka a restart, then I think he's actually going to be okay. At this point, it's over, man. 96%, 97% dampening. A sick format of vote, yes. This could be kind of fun. It would be definitely hectic for me. And the duels will be, the matches will be real quick, though. It's going to be Nova on to Grifka. This is going to be Jayhawk Wizard with a combustion. Down he goes. My goodness. Team did not want to go down without a fight. Though, Team Tell did win that one. I mean, with Tell getting 4 and then Shadowpix getting 1 on Feral, that is their victory. It definitely goes to them. Even though we had a bit of a free-for-all at the end, it's definitely their victory. Tell is a monster at Arms Warrior, man. Absolutely incredible. Let me see if I can write back to Kragar. Spasibo. I could write that. Spicy balls. That's all I gotta write. Russian spas. I think Spasibo or spas. You could just write that, and that's a short version, shorthand. I've gotta go. Thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, boys. You guys are awesome. Yeah, we had ourselves a hell of duels tonight, dude. Actually, kind of a long night as well. I love these. This is so good. We're gonna be doing more tomorrow, though, boys. Tonight was for EU. Tomorrow is for the Team NA. So hopefully I'll see you boys then. If you guys are NA and you want to join this kind of fun, these kind of duels, we can definitely have some fun tomorrow. Bring your best, bring your top, bring whatever you want to play. Try some new stuff. Anybody and everybody's welcome to join these duels. But you get it? It's not? Okay. I guess he will understand, yeah? I guess he will understand it. I guess I made that up in my head, didn't I? We got it, boys? What'd you get? Back piece? Oh, big. Yeah, the back piece was pretty cool. I remember going for those back in the SL. One of the cool things about SL is the back pieces back there. Pretty cool though, huh? Alrighty. Enjoy the pizza, boys. Good night. Hey, it's pizza night, hopefully. I guess I'll check in the second. Noise. Thanks so much for coming by, Jake. Love. I call it love. Jay Everett, you boys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for joining. Appreciate you so much coming by. You guys have a wonderful evening. I'm gonna take it easy tonight, dude. I'm gonna go get some Mythic Pluses done. I'm gonna get some alts caught up. Maybe even try to see if I can do a quick Sarky Poo kill on my Evoker. Maybe see if I can get a Lego. If I can get a Lego, then that's what I'll be doing, is just farming the Lego for like the rest of the week. We'll try to see if we can get it tonight, but we'll see. Boys, thank you so much. We'll see you more tomorrow for 5V5 1V1 DUELS. Alrighty, gang? Alright, you guys are wonderful. See you tomorrow. Bye.